doing something. But
we're live.
Oh no!
For the Matt Jarbo appreciation. What do people want to call it? The jerk off jamboree.
Jarbo's jerk off jamboree. That just sounds.
Jarbo's jerk off jamboree.
That just sounds utterly terrible.
So we got right now. We might have some more guests popping in. So everyone be flexible. That's what she said. Okay. Sorry. When new people come in, hopefully we'll have a special guest later on. And I don't know where RJ is at. I was expecting RJ to be here. Saggy might be working. I don't know. She might be creating some awesome intros and outros. Make sure you thumbs this up for Jarbo. So we're not gonna kiss his ass too much, but we do want to give props to the man who makes most interesting movie talk pundit for sure.
We're not gonna kiss his ass, but we could theoretically shave it if he's.
I don't want.
Man, that took a wrong turn.
The
show is already devolving.
Hold on here. Like, wait a minute.
I don't know.
Wait. I mean, look, I don't have a sponsorship to Manscaped, although they are looking for new channels to sponsor. So if anyone wants to like hit up Manscaped and be like, yo, we know this like half Chewbacca looking motherfucker. Why don't we get in on this thing and he can like shave his ass on stream, and that's how we'll appreciate him.
Yeah, wrong idea, Chubby. Wrong idea. No, those kind of tributes, please.
Night's still a little bit too early for that one there, Chubby.
No.
Keep it in your pants there, brother. Keep it in your pants.
Eddie was here earlier. I don't know if he's asleep now, though. Good, we'll see you soon, Eddie.
Okay. Ryan, yes. Check out the private chat.
Okay.
Brought to you by Dollar Shave Club.
Hashtag.
But honestly, Matt, what this is about, it's not just when we started doing these appreciation streams, you're the first thought came to my mind because you're genuine. You're an underdog, and for better or for worse, you are not afraid to say what you're thinking, no matter what the audience is going to react. And that is sadly missing in the movie talk sphere now. Also, you overcome some hurdles. We all have on the more time you spend on the internet, you're going to do something. And you stuck in there, hung on, and then you're making movie talk great again.
This is sounding like the plot to like an Eminem song or something.
No.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Now we know.
It's all like he's going to start writing it down
before he gets out the lotion.
He's going to start just to pull out a notepad. Hey, Matt, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
You're very approachable. We disagree a lot, but we stay friends. You agreed real quick on that one. And all these people are here. They want to support you and say thanks. Thanks for hanging in there. We've been enjoying the show. $3 Theater, Hollywood After Dark is one of the places to be now. And I honestly, I watch your show more than people that I agree with because I'm like, he's not that you do it just to
what
do.
What a backhanded compliment!
No,
that's such a neg. That's such a neg.
No,
can we just?
No, Matt's like, I've been reading the Pickup Artistry Handbook, and I know how to finally get Matt to let me come in the back end.
No, you present your argument in interesting ways, and it's good movie talk. That's what I miss about like Siskel and Ebert back in the day, where you give good arguments. You're not just making arguments.
You're comparing Matt to Siskel and Ebert.
No, not. I said like. Well,
okay,
I'm not going that far.
All right.
And can we just say that while Matt Jarbo's voice is a source of, I imagine, much orgasmic pleasure for many women around the world, Mad Max's voice, on the other hand, kills the mood in any bedroom within 10 seconds of him speaking.
That's true, including my wife's bedroom. Yes. For sure, for real.
Your own or something?
Thanks, Ambassador. This is not another roast of me, Ambassador. What the hell, dude? It makes that happen.
It's duo. I'm paying Jarbo a comment, and I'm burning your ass
You
Just
know
like
when
just like we're gonna shave Brian and Matt
Brian
later.
Too.
Whoa.
I'm not doing the shave party. I don't know what.
I get involved in this.
So hold on. Wait, I have to just ask the question.
Prepare your thoughts to give Matt praise and kiss his ass, and not your fantasies, Ambassador. Please.
Wait, hold on. Like you think that you're not. I'll be honest. You're not wrong on that one. You're not wrong. I'll be fair. You know, it's definitely not Max's wife, but well,
I'll tell you.
In my younger days, I have stories.
See, this is why I can joke with Matt Jarbo and I can't joke with you, Max, because he and we have a very similar sense of humor, except y'all don't get to hear it that often because, well, you never have me on any freaking streams. And I can't catch Matt half the time because he streams at weird times when I'm dead asleep, but that's okay.
Pacific Coaster
leave them weird voicemails.
I'm not bitter.
Coast.
I'm not upset. I'm teasing. I'm roasting, all in good fun. So just take it for what it is, and let's move along.
Is your voicemail open a lot for people to leave topics, comments?
My voicemail, yeah. 24 hours a day, people can call in, leave stuff. I mean, I'm hoping that we get some weird.
There you go.
Messages.
I have a candidate.
Well, I mean, like, I like weird stuff. Anyone who knows me knows I like weird stuff. And so while my focus right now is the movie talk side of things, the later hour of like the show turns into some, it goes weird places sometimes. And I like that, actually. I think it's funny. So, because that always makes people uncomfortable, and that's kind of the end goal, I think, is to go.
It makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're back like almost every fucking night. So,
I know,
I'm so uncomfortable, but I'm here because it's safe.
It is. That's true.
It's like a warm blanket of Matt. Just
it's like,
no, this is like the cool side of the pillow.
Uncomfortably
Welcome to the cool side of the pillow, Matt Jarbo.
No, I will say this though. I want to say thanks to Matt, because I've learned so much just kind of being around him for the last year or so. Like, being on streams with Max and stuff, you have conversations, and I've learned quite a bit about YouTube and kind of how things work on this platform. And I really appreciate that, man. It's like you're kind of like that wise sage, man. That's cool. That's cool.
I got the gray hair to back it up. I even shaved today to come onto this thing tonight. I was like, I'm gonna go and actually trim the beard and shave the ass.
You were,
because I didn't know what was gonna happen later on, so I did take care. I did manscape today.
Ambassador. It was proactive.
Yeah, I was like, you never know what's gonna happen on a Mad Max show. I might end up with the lightsaber at my butt. You just never know.
Well, that's never happened here.
Not yet.
Hasn't it? I'm pretty sure it's happened.
I'm sure the figures on
metaphorically.
Hey, there's a first time.
So what? I brought this thing for nothing.
Well,
I brought this thing for nothing.
We'll see how
Look at it. Look at it. Uncircumcised.
It's got
right
extends.
there. You go. Uncircumcised.
I
smell a certain type of fertilizer. I believe it's bullshit. Max, things always go sideways on your streams. What the hell are you talking about? I mean, when I'm not here, things go sideways.
I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
Never. The lightsaber never went sideways.
But
there.
Hold on. See how that says 2015?
That's just because you're not experimental enough, Max.
No, Comic-Con.
Okay.
When they did the Force Awakens panel.
Oh, cool.
Dude,
is that when they dropped the trailer for that?
It's when they put on the full symphony. They brought us out for like a 6,500 of us went to a full-on San Diego
I
symphony.
remember the insane hype when The Force Awakens was coming out. That was really something you had to be there to experience.
I would love seeing that. Like, I'd get goosebumps hearing the live music. That'd be so amazing.
It was great. It was really great.
Man.
Well, Just George says, did you see the Grace Randolph Jessica Chastain meme on Twitter involving all plans in the Delta variant?
Yeah, I retweeted it. That made me laugh. Legitimately made me laugh. That was really.
I think
funny.
I've seen a few of those.
What did Grace do?
I love Grace, but she does have an unhealthy obsession with. Jessica Chastain is her Jeremy, like to my Jeremy. To me,
no, because I think unlike you, you don't want to screw Jeremy, but I think maybe Grace has some repressed feelings for Jessica Chastain, because I've seen pictures of
Grace
Jessica Chastain.
really doesn't like Jessica Chastain. Here, this is the tweet right here.
Okay, let me bring this
yeah,
up.
I've seen Yeah, and I remember you telling the story about why Grace doesn't like Jessica Chastain. I'm just going to say, gingers are just hotter.
What?
I mean, she's okay. Ambassador likes the gingers.
I say that because I'm married to one. Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course, none of you will ever know that.
That's bias.
Now we
It's
do.
clear bias.
Yeah.
None of us will ever know what it's like being married to a ginger.
She's
You know,
like
hair dye is the thing there, buddy.
Huh?
Hair dye is a thing.
Natural ginger.
Natural gingers are crazy.
Well, George says you're the sane voice in movie talk.
I would agree.
That's it. I mean, I appreciate that. I believe also that's maybe a tad too far.
Well, a little more pragmatic than some
pragmatic. Yeah, I like to be a bit hyperbolic. I will say things that like I know are going to anger some people, but I do it for fun. And oftentimes, I don't believe I've been super wrong a lot. I have been wrong. I can admit that. But no, it's just I it's not hard to look at people. And you can look to see like where the trends are going on certain things and who's kind of running narratives and whatnot. I think, people need to realize that things are not always kind of what you think they are. And, I really wish it would be different on the Snyder situation. I do. I know that's a lot of it right now.
This is 11 p.m. for me. Well, I don't know
where
you're at.
For me.
Yeah. So,
well,
11 p.m. Eastern.
On the right coast, it's 11 p.m.
Yeah.
It's 8 o'clock.
Well, if I...
Oh, wait. Chubby Teddy says your Prometheus audio commentary is spot on.
Yeah, thank you. That was the first one I wrote. Now, if you look at the District 9 one, it's a different format, but I like it. I like both. It's such a weird thing, because the first Prometheus one I scripted, and then I read it out like it's a script. And then this last one, I built visual images and kind of riffed on it. So it's a different style, but I'm still trying to find the right way that works for me.
All right. So now I kind like to hear from Anna or Underhaven and then Ryan Hartwell. What attracts you to the $3 theater, to the Hollywood After Dark? Why do you keep coming back? What the conversation? What is it, Anna?
Oh, I met Matt a long time ago, and I became friends with him because I spammed his Discord server.
Okay.
And and then like we just ended up chatting.
No idea.
We just ended up chatting and having like actual conversations.
Yeah.
And I ended up helping him out with his Discord server, and we've been friends ever fucking since, which is a weird way to meet somebody. But
it was right around. It was right around.
Ryan will be back.
It was definitely 2018 ish. Like
around
when before everything went to shit. So you and Justin were hanging around, helping me out the Discord, because they really, what it was with Anna here is Anna and Justin wanted to kind of, I would assume, create like a side business of like helping people boost up their Discords.
Yeah, we wanted to help so that creators could easily network with each other and kind of like be like the middleman, so people could talk with each other. And
that was their plan like almost 4 years ago, and it's I always liked it. I thought it was a good plan.
Unfortunately, YouTubers just don't work like that. Like that, there's too many big egos and personalities that clash too much. Even if you try and go in and be like, "Hey, we're a neutral party. We want to try and like bring up all types of creators, regardless of their different opinions and shit like that." There's just going to inherently be too many people who are just like, "No, I'm not interested because you might be friends with this one person I don't like, or this other person I don't like, or X, Y, and Z." It was too much of a hassle. But I mean, the way I try to get around that is just to like try and have people collaborate on my channel, get different people on my channel together who might not have known each other, who I think have similar interests. That's kind of what I'm trying to do these days. So,
all right, cool. The thing that struck me right before we get to Ryan, the thing that struck me right away is like, even the first time you met him, he stays after the stream to just like shoot the shit, be friendly. No, but that people don't do that.
That just sounds like you're saying like this is a guy that won't leave the party until you're like, get the fuck out, dude.
Well, there are a few times, because I'll be starting to slide, backstage. I got to get to bed, and you guys, it's good conversation. It's just, but I will be honest with you to say I've done streaming enough now. That I've been on enough backstages that, not that people are fake or anything, but it's like a switch and you're like, all right, bye. This is not Matt. He's legit. He cares about everyone. He wants interesting conversations. He just genuinely cares, and he's there to answer you. And me and Matt have also had I personally had some rough times myself. I call him and he tries to call me back anytime. My wife said, "Why are you in the dark with talking to Matt Jarbo in the bedroom?" And then Matt thought I was weird after that. He's like, "Okay." Then he ghosted me for a few days.
No, I didn't ghost you for a few days.
No, just
it was
kidding.
like because the 3-hour time difference. Like I'm sitting in bed, playing like Skyrim or something, and like my phone rings, and usually I don't get phone calls, and I'll answer it. And my girlfriend's like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "Oh, my friend Max." And she's like, "It's like 10." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. He's on the East Coast, so it's late over there too." "Yeah, but like, why?" I'm like, "Oh, he's calling the chat." Like, but why? No, it's just that like my phone never rings. Like everyone just texts me. So you're like the only one who calls me.
I
so
don't like texting that much. I text.
No, you don't. Like
just like I don't like Discord. I do Twitter, but that's about it. And
I heard you don't like Discord because you wandered into a not safe for work board and you just got scared.
Well, I was pretty shocked there. Looking at, I don't know where some of the people. I don't want to point out, especially. This is Jarbo's stream, so I'm not pointing out to my members. But some of the members of this channel,
he saw some members that really frightened him. Is really what it boils down to. They're big.
I like donuts,
and they're
I
black.
I don't want to see anything inappropriate with donuts and glaze.
What?
Whoa!
Jesus.
Wait, hold on a moment here. Hold on.
Weird, not safe for work memes in there, and I don't know.
Wait. You saw someone like spit glazed the donut? Is that what we're talking about here? Like, and are we talking, is the donut a euphemism or is it really a donut? Because honest to God, you could go either way.
Wait, someone was spunking on their blown up. That's fucking wrong.
He saw super vanilla meme. That doesn't surprise me with Max.
I had a glazed donut that day, and it didn't feel right. Okay, Ryan Hartwell. I know you've been a pal.
Have you ever looked up Goatsy? Like, have you ever looked up Goatsy? Look up Goatsy.
Matt,
look up Goatsy.
I love Are you seriously telling someone to do that?
I love you, man, but I do not go to the depths of the internet like you do. I do not. I do not research stuff.
Matt, we're trying to be like, Matt's such a good guy. And then he just straight up tells someone to go look up Goatsy for the first
guys, he's 40. He's my age. Come on. It's not like it's something.
I don't search out this stuff. I'm like.
I envy the idea that someone could go their entire life without seeing that fucking image, Matt. And you should let someone stay that way.
Bioshock logo. Oh, did I crap out?
Yeah, a little bit. Your internet's being a little bit sus for some reason.
Okay.
I can roughly get what you're saying, but
Oh, stop it, Ray! I love you, but I don't trust you. I am not. No.
Goat's milk.
Goat's milk.
Nice. All right, Ryan Hartwell, you have the stage. I'm very happy you're here, Ryan. I also you gave a lot on the $3 Theater. You gave a nice review of that Bigfoot movie. Now I'm more interested. The way you gave the reaction you did than actually the trailer. I didn't think the trailer's bad or anything, but I'm more interested after I heard your reaction from it. So, but what do you like about Matt? What draws you to $3 Theater?
What do I like about Matt?
What
draws me to $3 Theater? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We're really listening,
okay,
Ryan. Like,
good.
I'm really paying attention because remember,
Now
you've given me your address. You've given me your address.
Oh yeah, that's true. You've shipped him stuff.
I love the amount of time that's passed since he's been asked. And it's just
sorry, I have a problem with interrupting. Matt also told me this. He's like, "Shut the hell up, Matt! You interrupt everybody." Okay, I'll shut up. I'll mute myself. Go ahead, Ryan. Oh, Ryan Hartwell's in again. Whoa, 2 Ryans.
Oh my god.
Jeez, Lou.
All right, I'll remove that one.
All right.
Are you there?
Apologize, my.
Well, we can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the one thing I like about Matt is that he's incredibly straightforward, but at the same time, he's like he could be a tough but fair. Just to quote Better Call Saul, But in other ways, like whenever you talk to him, he could be very easygoing despite what if other people say about him. he has very interesting takes. Without fear of backlash or any of that stuff.
Fearless.
So, I guess that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Fearless
I agree. That's very nice of you.
The cool thing is when you realize you don't really care. It's like with everything that happened 3 years ago, you kind of realize that like not a lot of it matters as much. Because a lot of times when people do YouTube, they hold on to like the like subscriber number or the view count, and they use that as a way to prop up their credibility, so to speak. And they use it as a way to, as almost like a cudgel. And you realize after a while that that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like what matters is the community that you build and the community that you have.
Yep.
So it's like, I stream most nights to at most 75, 80 people. Right. And it's been lucrative enough to where it's overtaken how much I've earned from doing Uber. And that's not just this last month. It's been consistent for the last 4 months.
That's why it's like the quality of the viewer matters more than the quantity.
Yeah. So it's like I do it, and there's nights I don't want to do it, but you just kind of keep going. You just keep doing it because it's like it's fun, but you realize you're building something that's not built on a house, on a frame of sand, right? So because I've built up a house of cards that fell over. And I'm not doing that again. So that's kind of why at this point, like, I'm just going to say what I'm going to say, and you're not going to like it. But I always think I try to be fair, that's my big thing. And, it is. Even if I do come across as an asshole.
Well, it's more and more rare in this age of social media,
hurts, though. That's
where you gain the most revenue by really, people talk about shills and all this other stuff, but really telling people what you think they want to hear. It's hard to keep going on what's your thoughts on as a whole? And I'm not just talking about the usual suspects as a whole, where we're going and movie talk or even news. They just cater to their audience and that's it. They don't really have both sides of the discussion.
Are you asking my thoughts on that? Or
yeah. No, yours.
I mean, look, to be honest with you, movies, entertainment, it's all changed. Right? It's all changed. I mean, Free Guy should be $150 million opening weekend movie, from my understanding. Easily. If it's as good as everyone is saying that it is, 29 million is what it's looking at. 30 million tops, right? They were saying that Suicide Squad is going to pull in that amount. It pulled in less than that. I mean, people aren't going. We're watching movies at home. Binge culture is a massive, massive problem, in my opinion. And that's one of the things that's causing a big. I think a lot of people are not wanting to spend the time watching something. They want it all right now. And that really impacts the quality of the conversation week to week. Never mind now that a lot of it is the people who have found a way to profit off of it in this depressed ad economy, I think is a good way to describe it. They have to go at it from the most like hyperbolic angle possible. This is woke. That is terrible. That's trash. It evokes a much quicker reaction, and people are going to want to see what it is they're talking about because we're drawn to car wrecks is really what it boils down to. We're very voyeuristic, and that's so those entire channels operate on literally being a car wreck on the side of the road and hoping that people slow down to take a look rather than offering anything of any kind of substance. Because at this point, Can anyone who watches any of those channels ever actually pull out a nugget of like relevancy or a nugget of actual insight? It's all like it's woke, it's trash, it's garbage, it's this, it's that. I mean, a certain glassed fool from California made the comment that Lord of the Rings is going to be woke because of critical race theory, but then offered up absolutely no example to support
no substance
why there would be critical race theory.
I mean, if it's in there, but that's combining the two. I am trying harder myself to get to keep the politics out of it, but then I am going to go after those that inject as much politics into movie talk as
unfortunately
as
that's just all
as the claims of the entertainment industry injecting it into because they're just fear mongering. It's not as
well.
Yeah,
it's an admirable thing to combat that, and I think everyone should who has the platform and voice to do so. This just the reason why it's so difficult to fight back against is because people like their entire careers are hinged on waking up every single day and being like, what's the 3 things that I can talk about and put out a video regarding to appease the YouTube algorithm. And even if they don't find 3 things that piss them off, then they have to force it. They have to find something that pisses them off about it. And the biggest compliment I can honestly offer to Matt, it's the only fucking fellatio I'm going to offer you in this entire fucking stream.
Wow.
But I really like that Matt. I feel like he goes at movies with a perspective he can always offer and see like the good parts of it. If Matt doesn't like a movie at all, I really think that a movie has no fucking value. I think he's someone like James Rolfe. You're like James Rolfe, where you like breathe movies, and I think that's really admirable.
I see. The thing is though, like I'm also a contrarian for one. I'll admit that.
Sure.
But I try to be a contrarian with a good enough reason to be a contrarian. So, and I also just happen to like most movies. I feel most movies are made with the intent to be entertaining. Most shows are made with the intent to be entertaining. And I try to find myself putting myself in the shoes of what I believe their primary demographic would be, right? Like what their primary target would be.
Sure.
And the thing is though, but it's like a lot of times people really focus on like one thing. It's like this thing really bothered me, and then it's like, but why? And then the problem though now is that a lot of people don't actually really critically watch these things, or even have the understanding, the fundamental understanding to properly criticize these things. I mean, I forget. I was Guillermo del Toro was a film critic in Mexico before making movies, right? And he made a comment in a book, and I read the passage the other day, and he had said that basically film critics, their job is to explain the art and whether or not the filmmaker achieved it or didn't achieve it. That's their job. And everything else is, like it shouldn't really be what we focus on. But now it's like, what do you really care about when it comes to film criticism? Is it a well-written, thought out critique, or is it just what you can put in 280 characters on Twitter? I mean, how often do we talk about, what did the critics say on Twitter? And it's like, I don't ever read their reviews, but I look at their Twitter feed,
Well, in reality, it's whatever, the base or the audience or whatever the viewer wants them to hear. It's appealing to whatever base you already have established. That's sadly what a lot of publications, a lot of journalists, quote unquote, do, is they just put out articles saying exactly what people want to hear or whatever they think their audience wants to hear.
Yeah. So. And it will make sense, but it just, I get that. And I try just to, like, I don't try to do that, but real quick here, Nick Hammond, new member.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max, new member, Nick
Welcome.
Hammond, motherfucker,
Nick
give it up, everybody, for Nick fucking Hammond, the biggest dick. Biggest dick on this stream,
Sweet.
Bigger than me, and I have a
Speaking
massive
of
hog.
big dicks, RJ.
Hey, what's up?
No, I really appreciate it, Nick Hammond. That means a lot. I plan on doing some interesting things, and I'm going to try harder. This is about Matt, but you became my member. Let's be real. This is about Matt, but you became my member. Now I have giant members all over the place.
Oh my God.
No, I have a members list. No, thank you, Nick. I'm planning on doing a watch party in the future, and I'm trying harder to do positive things with my OnlyFans, and then I want to work with Matt Jarbo on the special if we can make it work. I don't want to say definitive until it actually works for a fandom awards. And hopefully Mikey Sutton gets on here too. Mikey Sutton's also was laying some box office results heat on the Sill show, so that's the other reason I said in Matt Jarbo appreciation and DCEU box office suicide ? Squad ? So I'm not on the Suicide Squad. I'm just saying.
Wait, hold on. Did you shoehorn in a Suicide Squad conversation on what is meant to be the Matt Jarbo Power Hour?
Yes, because
wow.
Because I watched.
Of course he did.
Because I wanted to see what else Mikey Sutton was talking about right before he came
this
on
is
here.
Suicide.
Well,
I'm not hating on Suicide Squad, but there's lots of reasons. Maybe we could talk about that for the box office. I do think there's lots of reasons. I'm not calling it a flop.
If I might, for just a minute, I'd like to offer my thoughts on the one and only Mr. Jarbo here.
Oh yeah, I thought
Yeah.
we did, but go ahead, Ambassador.
Mr.
Yeah, go ahead
Jarbo.
again.
No,
He needs it twice. Give it to him twice.
well, I didn't really give my thoughts. That was a little more tongue in cheek, being goofy.
Oh, okay.
This is me going to be real, like I did.
Oh
with
no,
you.
Nick, you made the right decision. Your finger didn't slip. Oh, your figurine slipped. What? Okay, well, thank you.
My fig wire.
Finguini.
My figurine. Okay, sorry. Go ahead,
Yes.
Ambassador. I didn't mean to interrupt. This is why this.
Yeah,
okay.
this is what you often do.
I have
You
to
don't
work
know
on
how
this,
to shut
Matt.
the
Yes.
F up.
Matt has told me this too. Ambassador has made memes of Jurassic Park. Okay, I'll shut up. I'm muting myself.
Thank you. About 2 years ago, give or take, when I started this thing and I got introduced to Mr. Jarbo down here, I was told, oh, be careful of this guy. He's a snake. He's rotten. He's awful. And, well, to that individual, if he ever hears this, you're full of shit. Because the only person that was a snake and a rotten, dirty scumbag
Oh, Jesus.
was you. Mr. Jarbo down here, I have
Mr.
learned. Matt, there, happy.
There, yeah.
Shut up.
Hey.
Matt down here. Matt Jarbo is many things
Yeah.
to many people. Me, in my perspective, he is a contrarian with a cause, much like myself.
Oh, okay.
He is while he may not consider himself a great intellectual mind, he has a great
No,
mind.
he
when it
does
comes to-
consider himself that. Sorry. to
So
interrupt.
shut up, Max, so I can get this
I mean,
out.
but I mean, I have to.
Shut
I
up,
have to
Max,
throw
so
it in.
I can get this out.
All right.
Shut up for 10 seconds, or I'm going to come find you and staple your mouth shut so somebody else besides you can speak.
Okay, he's gone now. Go ahead.
Okay. Matt is many things. But I feel, to me at least, he is a kindred spirit. Because I myself am a realist, I'm a pragmatist, and I have found someone who I can have one amongst many that I can have a real conversation with, and I know I'm not going to get fed a line of bullshit. So for you, Mr. Matt Jarbo, I give you my most sincere and honest thanks for making my time on YouTube much more entertaining and for your input into both movie talk and movie review, because I dig what you say. I respect you as a movie reviewer and a movie pundit, and you don't cut people off every other sentence. So you, sir, as I said last night about Max, you, sir, are not just groovy. You are uber groovy.
Wow.
Here, put the microphone, put the speaker
well,
right
if
up,
it
right up
was
your butt. I'm just going to keep doing that until you finish.
If it was a
right.
contest, Ambassador just won. Great. That was really nice, Ambassador.
Thank you very much.
I actually got a story.
Oh wait, RJ's here talking
Yes.
about big dicks.
Oh,
Yes,
Jesus.
that's gonna be one of the awards we give out. Who has the biggest dick in the fandom? I'm already gonna win 2 times over, so it's fine. No. My story
Exactly.
is Matt. Do you remember when you made a video back in 2017 about Anita Sarkeesian complaining about The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild?
I have made a lot of videos about Anita Sarkeesian. Not all of them I remember. What was she saying about Breath of the Wild back in 2017?
That the plot was sexist because you had to go save Link or something or whatever. Like,
No, because you have to save Zelda.
I remember because Rich pimped out your review or your video at that point because she was complaining about the plot being sexist. And Nintendo was like in the past or something.
Oh yeah, no. If Anita sees her shadow and it doesn't immediately run and hide, then we get 8 more months on the bullshit. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh my God, it's a
best plot
damsel.
line yet.
Even though the idea was that she was actually fighting off Ganon for over 100 goddamn years using
That
her
was the
fucking
point.
power.
Yeah, that was the point Matt was making. That's when I first got introduced to his channel.
Oh, okay,
It was like
cool.
a little bit
A long
during-
time ago. Wow.
Yeah, like that was like 4 years ago. So I watched it ever since.
I always find it weird when like I come across someone who's like, "Oh, I've been watching you since I was in high school," and I'm all like, how old are you? And when did you start? And I say way too many dirty things.
Yeah, I was a little kid, and then Matt Jarbo corrupted my mind. With,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Way to go, man.
propaganda.
I don't know this guy. I'm not with him. All right. Like, I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Who are you? What are you doing? No, thank you. I mean, yeah, the Anita stuff. Oh my God. Like, she's been around for like almost a decade now, and her relevancy, I think, is lesser than mine at this point.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
she only exists as like a straw man, right?
well, yeah, a little bit. Like, someone sent me, because she runs a 501c3, so they have to publicly post their earnings, and someone sent me their earnings for 2020, and it's like she's dropped off so much in the
What does
financial
premise
gains.
frequency even do?
Podcasts at this point. That's
Oh.
about it. They don't even do video. Like, I mean, I'm rarely ever on camera.
Was it fear mongering or anything? Or was she actually paid for Last of Us 2 input or something? I think
No,
I saw
I don't-
videos. Was that real or no?
No, people, what it was is like she would get like sent around. Like EA flew her to Sweden to go and give a presentation at DICE, and then people thought that like as a result of that, like all of a sudden DICE is now woke and all the, it's all this other nonsense. And a lot of it's made up stuff. Would she give presentations? Yeah, she'd give presentations, but we don't know if that had any long lasting impact. A lot of those people probably don't even like her. A lot of the industry doesn't even like her. The people who like her are the blue check marks on Twitter. That's really about it. The people who are, she rarely ever has any game developers that are prominent ever kind of stand up and speak for her. A lot of the times it's a lot of people in the media.
How many of those deals and how much of that relevance, though, do you think is just like majority fueled by the fact that a lot of the attention she gets is from people that hate her? Like that's where a lot of her name is known, and that inspires people who think the opposite to just be like, "Oh, I'll support this person," because they're being attacked.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of that, and I look at the end. I do feel like there are times where like she could offer an interesting counterpoint, to a conversation, right? She could be an interesting argument if she really tried.
Sure, anyone could.
But she never really, in my mind, put in any of the work. Like when she started, there was a guy who worked with her named Jonathan McIntosh. Have you ever heard the phrase "never go full McIntosh"?
Yeah, I remember that.
That even popped up in like a show I was watching, like a kid's show I was watching the other day. Like the term "full McIntosh" popped in, and I was all like, "What the fuck? Like, why is this there?"
It was a kid, isn't it a kid show?
I heard it, like it was in some program. I might be thinking wrong, but I heard it on a show. And the thing is, Full McIntosh is a guy, Jonathan McIntosh. It was her partner. That guy was the true believer of all this stuff, right? He was the true believer in all the things, and she was the figurehead and she was the mouthpiece. But he was the screenwriter, he was the researcher, and he was the editor. He actually left there and started up his own thing called the Pop Culture Detective Agency. He's over 1 million subs at this point. She's 250 somewhere in there, right? So it's like he's just surpassed everything because he was the true believer. He believed in the content. She only wanted the money. And you can see that thing play. It's very fascinating when you look, I'm looking forward to like a full on like anthropological dig into her. That's not going to be something as terrible as the Sarkeesian Effect documentary. Oh, that was
when I hear the name Anita Sarkeesian, the only thing that comes to mind, honestly, is just a bitter, angry wannabe geek who looks like a very bitter, angry butch lesbian.
So a big straw man, basically. That's what she is. Like that's all she exists as.
She's a straw man. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I will say this though, seeing her in person at VidCon 2017 when we did that 4 years ago, which is so weird to think that it was 4 years ago, but when we were there, I legitimately felt bad for her. Because like there was like 30 of us that were there that we weren't attempting to have that many people. I thought it would be like 5 or 6 people. It turns out it was like 30 of us were there, and that spooked her. And I'm not going to lie, like all things considered, that was probably something that was a bit on the overwhelming side of it. But was really interesting though, and this isn't really like a brag or a humble brag, but it's if you watch the video of when she realizes who is there. And I wasn't in the front row. I had to go to the bathroom. I had one of those like nervous poops, right? I'm like, I felt it. I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Figures.
Yeah. No plunger needed though. Might have plugged the toilet, but whatever. And so like I was actually in the back on the second row, all the way off to the side when she was talking, and you can just see her head kind of pan and start to recognize everyone that's there. And then when she gets to me and we lock eyes for a second, that's when her phone comes out and she calls security.
Oh Jesus!
I'm not even kidding you. So all of a sudden, all this extra security showed up. And I never got up. I never said or did a thing, but she was there a couple days later. She was on another panel, this one with Boogie 2988. And I had, they had asked us to not like crowd the front, but to like disperse and be further out, you know, and like to kind of further fill out the audience. We're like, all right, cool. Yeah, no problem. Like, we're just here to listen to her talk. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? And so, but they had brought the elite level security guards, the people in the black suits and everything else. And there was like, and I guarantee you there were people there that were specifically watching myself and a few other people, because at one point I leaned over to a guy I knew and I cracked a joke. And when I did that, there was like two people directly in front of Anita. And then one of them just went, shh, and he just disappeared off to the side and went right to my row and started like kind of going like this, like he's getting ready. If I stood up, like he was going to jump me or something. Yeah. And I'm all like,
I remember that because Boogie talked about his experience talking to her, and that kind of like stirred a lot of controversy at the time.
Yeah. He told me about that night. I ran into him as I was leaving VidCon, and he filled me in on what happened with her and everything else. Yeah, and that's the real Anita.
Because he spoke up and said something at the end. He's like, "How dare you not give me an opportunity to like speak up about what you said at the very end or whatever."
Oh, it was great. She got denied. She got denied in front of her critics. And that must have just, you know, damaged her ego. The thing with that specific event, the reason why it was so important, I guess you could say, to kind of challenge her a little bit at the time, was that before then she had never done a public event like that, meaning that you could actually go and attend and ask questions. There was never a thing like that before. Everything else was very much closed doors, you know, invite only sort of thing. And this was something where anyone who had a VidCon ticket could attend. There was very little control, and it just caught her off guard. But like I said, I feel we maybe handled it a little bit like, you know, we didn't know what we were doing. It wasn't intended to be like that.
Wasn't Sargon there?
Mm-hmm. Sargon, Chris Raygun, the War Skis, a bunch of people, a bunch of us.
I remember she called out Sargon, and he was like sitting in the front row. I remember there was a video of that.
A bunch of people that now hate each other's guts.
Yeah, right. That's true. Well, see, that's how kind of I found out about Matt was through the internet blood sport era.
Ooh.
Late 2018.
All right, moving on.
Late
2018. It wasn't really my finest moments, Brian.
No,
you know?
No. I was. You were there on the. I call it the liberalist stream. It was where Sargon decided he lost to Richard Spencer or whatever, or debated.
I wasn't on that stream.
No, but you were on the Medicare stream afterwards, where he was like,
I was mentioned. I was probably mentioned on the Medicare stream afterward, but I wasn't.
That's right. Okay, yeah,
I wasn't. Right. I was when that liberalist stream happened when he fought Spencer. I was down in Portland. I was down in Portland running an errand. So no, but I'm pretty sure I was talked about all over for the final 6 months. The next 6 months after that, from August, because it just hit 3 years. So like 6 months after that, it was like that's what was talked about constantly. You know, it only recently subsided in many instances.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up, man.
No, it's okay. Here's the thing, even my main Matt Jarbo channel,
like
even today, I don't check it very often, and even today, I'm still getting comments today from people that are like, "Why don't you just kill yourself? Why don't you just leave your channel and fucking die?" I mean, today, and it's been 3 years, and it's like, have you not paid attention? Yeah, I made mistakes, but have you not paid attention to the other people?
That's why you're an inspiration to people.
Like
that you keep rolling. I really
like a rolling stone.
Well,
yeah, hey, you know they say a rolling boulder gathers no moss, right?
Well, no. I will say this too. When you peel back the layers a little bit and mention your personal struggles with like mental health too, that meant a lot to me. And that's after that point too. That's where I wanted to reach out to you as well, because I struggle with it myself, and I felt I've had some moments in my life personal that were real. Pretty, you know, bad myself, and that really touched me, and that you keep going. That I think that inspires people too. That also have, and I think you're in a much better place now too. I've also told you when I've had some ups and downs. I've told you a few times. So I appreciate that. I wanted to also get into some movie topics too. Thanks, RJ, for and Brian for doing the memory lane. That's great to bring that up. But I also want to get some movie topics. No, I want to also get movie topics in here too for you because there is some interesting stuff.
Let's go back to the worst day of your life.
No, I mean, it's good to reflect, but I don't want to go on it too much.
No, it's fine.
Growth. We'll get some growth.
We'll get some. Yeah. Oh no, trust me.
There's some great movie talk here because I also have to catch up with the chat. That's why I'm trying to highlight this because he has a good comment here. Because there are a lot of people saying Suicide Squad flop and everything and hyperbolic things, and I'm not saying that, Ambassador. Cool your jets.
No, I didn't say you were.
Okay, but I'm saying I think it's not. I think it's a little bit of a letdown, but there's lots of reasons. And then Kenneth Oster gives a good comment. In the COVID era, it's virtually impossible to really know what a box office success is or flop. Everything has been turned upside down.
Yeah, streaming has added a lot of nuance to this because now we have to measure like a movie's merit and how many subscribers it can get on like HBO Max or Disney Plus or shit like that. So it's very interesting. That's a lot of statistics that we'll never know. Like we're never gonna know because it's in their financial best interest to just never reveal those statistics to us. So they're not gonna do that shit. We'll just never know.
I wanted to get everyone's thoughts on the panel. Thank you, Anna. Maybe start with you, Matt. What's your thoughts on this? How do you determine success? And what do you think about the second weekend for the Suicide Squad based on like Free Guy's having no problems now, but it's a different situation? What's your take on that? Those that want to compare those two,
I've seen that too. It's like, well, they didn't follow up a successful 2016. It's like, you know what? We've already known it's going to be like this. We've already known for a long time. Like, stop it. All right, like the movie is a different entity. It shares some people, some overlap, but in and of itself, it's a different entity with a different company who went a different direction. Grow the hell up. Stop it. All right, the movie has a lot going for it in the good, in the good stuff. What I mean by that is like it's a good movie, but there's also a lot of mitigating factors. I mean, look, the Delta variant of the pandemic is scaring a lot of people. If the Delta variant wasn't a thing, I think we'd be looking at much different numbers. But because in major metropolitan areas, the Delta, I live in a city of like 45,000 people, whatever. And the Delta variant is going up here, and just today at the state capitol, there was like 200 people that were protesting mask mandates, even though we don't have a mask mandate that's 100% in effect.
Well, here's the crazy thing about it when it comes to this type of conversation, is that there's a lot of people who just don't even believe that that's true. They think it's all made up. They think it's all fucking bullshit, and they just don't believe it down to any amount at all. And there just so happens to be a lot of overlap with people who believe that way and happen to not like the Suicide Squad. Not entirely. I don't want to paint it like that, but there's quite a bit of overlap there. And I think that has to do with a lot of like people not really taking seriously how movies have been performing lately. They're just been looking at the box office numbers alone, and they're just laughing it off. It's been happening to every fucking film that's come out lately. So I don't know what people are thinking, but
yeah, I mean, what is it? Free Guy was another $175 million movie that's going to open with like 30 million
for not making as much as it could have. It's like, what the fuck do you expect?
$80 million opening weekend for Black Widow, and Free Guy is apparently a better movie, still under $30 million opening weekend, $28 million opening weekend, right? And I see what Ray is saying there about Tenet last year. Tenet was a canary in the coal mine. That was the whole thing. Is like when Tenet opened last year, like that was something that they were really hoping was going to get people back into the theaters, and it made most of its money internationally, not domestically. And a lot of theaters internationally are still having issues. China was shut down. I mean, Fast and Furious 9 made almost 700 million, I think. And a lot of that's from China. So, like there is some places where they're still pulling in money, but again, it's not consistent across the board. And it's very difficult to look at it like that.
Now we came out at the worst time ever. Like
it did. It really did. And it did okay. But, I will say this. It's like, look at No Time to Die. That movie needs $900 million to break even. $900 million for a movie to break even. Why does a movie need to make that much money? Yeah, like why isn't it?
It's never going to make that much money back anyway.
Yeah, not at this point. They have to hold it for 5 years.
They should have recast and not wait for.
Well, if it would have come out when it was set to come out, it would have made the money. Let's be fair. All right, but now we're at a point where everything is at a loss.
They should have made a deal with Amazon. They wanted to buy.
And they might. They still might. I think they still might. Well, no, because No Time to Die is Universal, isn't it? Universal is putting it out.
No, it was MGM.
Yeah, but no, well, MGM and then worked a deal with Universal because Sony had it beforehand. Mm-hmm. So Casino Royale, Quantum, Spectre, and Skyfall, those are all Sony.
Yeah, I think it's Universal internationally. Yeah.
This is a Universal, internationally. So there's a lot there that, it's an issue at the moment. And I see the question here, what should movie theaters and the films offer to attract people back? It seems that the experience isn't enough. Well, the thing is, it's not that the experience isn't enough. It's that people simply don't feel safe enough to go back because there is look, the theaters are going to have to start requiring a vaccine passport to get in. You're going to have to show your vaccine card to go. And that's and you know what? I fully support that. I do. I'm sorry. I support.
How are they going to manage that with children though?
Children under the age of 12 don't have to have one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's a problem too. Don't get me wrong. That's a problem too. All right. Kids are an issue, but it's right now, there's a new movie Netflix just dropped from Sony Animation called Vivo that's got Lin-Manuel Miranda singing and performing in it. I guarantee you that one was meant to go to the theaters. The Mitchells versus the Machines came out a few months ago. That again was another Sony Pictures animation movie, and that was one of the biggest ones Netflix has put out. But that was also supposed to go to theaters.
It's one of the biggest original movies they've had in a long time.
I wanted to highlight this from Ben because he's a good viewer, good friend, and if he wants to share this, because movie talk can also be therapy too. I think you also provide that for the community. This is what he wants to share with us. So. It definitely does. I think this is replying to the sharing your mental struggles and then moving on and continuing. That's why you get a lot of, people really appreciate you. And then he's talking about his wife, which my wife too, helped me through. Movie talk and friends helped me through. But he's saying he struggled with addiction, be dead not for her. And then being part of the community means a lot to him. So I think, yes, community.
No, it's all good, man.
Yeah, we really appreciate hearing that, Ben. Make sure to, if you haven't, you probably follow most of the channels here, but if you haven't yet, go follow everyone here, and we really do appreciate you contributing to and sharing a personal experience. Yeah.
Well. Thank you, Ben.
Mm-hmm. Apparently is in the chat.
Saggy feels she's being Saggy's being a little minor.
RJ is gatekeeping Saggy again.
Listen, Captain. This is where I say other movie pundits get too much into. We got to take a step back with political talk too. So I don't want to get too much into that.
Yeah, but the vaccines, the vaccines, are working as intended. This is the whole thing. People who are vaccinated aren't getting sick. The people who there are people who are vaccinated who have gotten sick and those who have died. Yes. It's like 0.016% on that factor. But the other cases that we're seeing are coming from people who are unvaccinated and they're the ones getting sick. So that is the difference here. If you don't want to get sick, get the vaccine. If you are fine with potentially getting sick, then don't. But that's where it's at. It's not like there's this weird narrative that they're not working. They are working as intended.
Here's someone here to appreciate you. Enosh, we're sharing our thoughts about why we value Matt Jarbo in the community and what he does for movie talk and what makes you, because I know you guys kind of disagree a little bit. I'm just kidding. But you're still friends though. That's
where did this narrative start that Matt Jarbo and I disagree on all this stuff? Like we've had like two things that we disagreed with in the last year.
Release the
don't you guys know you guys have a rivalry? You guys are like, it's Shawn Michaels versus Bret the Hitman Hart. Okay?
I like that.
Oh, what? Please.
Oh, Mikey Sutton has entered the house.
Hey, what's up,
Mikey?
Wait, did you change your avatar? Is that Deborah Ann Wool that you are? Hold on. Okay, wow. I thought you were hover handing her. I was gonna give you so much shit if you were hover handing her, Mike. I'd be like, no, you don't hover hand Deborah Ann Wool.
Exactly.
You hold on for dear life and you never let go until security tases you and pulls you away. And even then, she's yours.
No, man.
Take her with you wherever you're going.
I had a picture with Katie Sackhoff, and we're supposed to be 6 feet away. I'm like, the lamest picture ever. Like, you can't put your arm around the celebrity. Just You just stand there like, where do I put my hands, right? Just
in your pocket. Hey, what's up, Ben? What's going on, Ben?
Yeah, that's awkward.
I will say this because I can't stay long because my wife and I are supposed to be watching something and I snuck away.
Ooh,
And so I
Titans.
apologize. Titans. Heck yeah, Titans. Heck yeah, Titans. And I'm still trying to get my voice back. I lost my voice on Monday and it's been in and out all week. But I want to say,
Yeah, I blame Saggy.
yeah, me too. But I want to say, seriously, Matt Jarbo. Look, I watched Matt long before I knew any of y'all. You know, I used to watch $3 Theater. And I enjoyed it. And when I first met Max that first night, and Matt Jarbo called me a virgin.
I did.
And then retracted.
His toys.
And then retracted.
And then I did.
Yeah. So, but I thought that was just such a great night because honestly, Matt Jarbo was Matt. You are the first YouTuber that I felt like was somebody that I watched. I don't know what you're doing either. You're the first YouTuber, Matt, that I watched that I felt was somebody that I respected in that community and stuff, that I ever got to meet, that I ever got to talk with, that I ever got to no. What?
Fart with the fart? Well, there's been a lot of movie talk farts.
Oh, I have farted a lot apparently on screen. But but seriously, like Matt was the first person. So like for Matt to make that joke about me the first time I met Matt, and then and then from there, Matt and I, got to know each other, and Matt and I have spent many a night just talking, late into the night for me, late into the morning for me, late into the night for him. And, you know what? Matt's a good guy. And no, I don't have, look, we don't have to agree on every topic about a movie to be friends. That's actually what makes great friends, is when you can sit around and now I got two Ryan Hartwells, because
I don't know what's
you're sandwiched between.
You're the meat and Ryan Hartwell sandwich.
I am the meat and Ryan Hartwell. There could be worse things. I'll
have an Enosh on Hartwell, please. Hold the mayo.
I keep bouncing around. I don't know where I'm going next. It's like you're trying to keep me and Matt apart.
I just keep seeing Max like going like this, and like the reflection of like the glass of like his screen on his glasses as he's like boomering his way.
Oh my god!
Through. Oh great!
Oh dear
great.
God! Here's a prison movie with a blonde Saggy. Wow.
I'm gonna get a DM now that it's just all the usual suspects, or we're not letting on the average citizen.
Yes, all the usual suspects.
You're starting to chroma key there.
You don't have the names. You don't have the names up. I have a funny name.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, you're telling me to do something. Damn it. And then we are going to get to Mikey Sutton too, and then Mikey, prepare your thoughts on why you like Matt Jarbo.
I'm just going to finish mine. I have told people, look, Matt sometimes can be controversial.
Yeah.
Right. Matt tells it the way that he feels that it is. And I understand why, you never gatekeep the melons. I understand why he's very passionate about, and I understand where his opinions come from. And so the thing is, people look, Matt has said and done things that have pissed people off, and Matt has said and done things that have made people really, really happy. And the thing is, that's what makes Matt Jarbo, and it makes him awesome. And, I've told people who tried to give me a hard time for streaming with Matt, I'm like, well, you know what? I'm sorry, but you know what? I think Matt's a good guy, and y'all can just be pissed off because, like, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I think Matt's a good guy, and I've enjoyed streaming with him. I've enjoyed getting to know him. One day when I get back out to Seattle, I hope to see him in person. And I really like the guy. So I got nothing bad to say against Matt. Matt popped on my, I guess I know it's all in good fun, but I don't even like the thought of a joke of Matt and I somehow feuding, for some reason. Like, I don't even like the joke of that for some reason. I like teasing him. He likes teasing me. He likes coming on my channel and talking about hookers and, well.
That was
whoa.
That
Damn.
was weird.
Wow.
That was weird. I am gonna go back and clip that. That was weird.
One of these things is not like the other.
Wow.
Yeah. Say that again.
Well,
Okay, so he likes coming on the show talking about hookers in jail stories and running for mayor or governor or whatever governor and all of the drugs and the Hollywood story type stuff and dropping some funny things and I know that he does it to get a rise out of me because I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious because Matt will say stuff sometimes that it's for shock value and it's for fun and stuff and like I don't anything that I say about Matt Jarbo is said for the exact same reason. It's in fun, and I mean that's why I show up on his channel in a jacuzzi and
So Ven is the vetting. Ven is the vetting. Ven, are you getting married?
I don't know. When are you and RJ just going to do it and get it over with?
Oh wow!
Oh, wait a minute.
We look like the
Hey,
Brady.
finally, someone says it. Jeez, I'm sitting here like I have my popcorn ready. Okay, I've got flushable wipes for when the time finally comes. Like we're just as soon as it happens, it's just gonna be like finally I can come, and that's what I'm waiting for.
Excuse me.
Hey, Ralph.
Excuse me.
The event will be televised.
I'm saving myself for Brian.
That is awesome. Thank you. You just made my day.
Finally,
Well,
I'll lose my virginity.
If I might interject, we don't gatekeep saggy melons, or at least I wouldn't. I'd throw her in freaking solitary confinement, then break over the freaking wing.
Hey, wherever you
So
want
we
to
never have to see or hear from her again.
Ambassador, keep me out of your sick fantasies, thank you.
You guys are into some weird
You're
shit.
in the chamber by yourself. I'm the one breaking up the door.
Can I point out that when Matt Jarbo tells you you're into some weird stuff?
Oh my god!
Can I be the guard that sneaks in?
But that's why he loves
Oh
me.
God, where are you going to put those cigarettes? We're going to put
I'm the
those
guard.
cigarettes.
I just put them in my pocket.
No, but I mean, you got to put them somewhere, right? I mean,
So-
like.
so who's next
We
to-
will get to Mikey Sutton at some point.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I apologize,
my point is, Matt, dude, it's been a pleasure getting to know you, man. And
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you.
And I dig you. I think you're a good guy.
Thank you very much, Enosh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, there's no beef between Enosh and I. We like to give each other some shit. That's about it.
No.
All right, let's get to
Lounge
Mikey
wars.
Sutton. Let's get to Mikey Sutton so we can all interrupt him while
No,
he talks.
I mean, we got some, Mikey Sutton. There's box office news. I watched Sil and Mikey as the power team. Ooh, wow! Thank you, Ryan Hartwell. This isn't $3 either,
I feel so bad for Ryan because like Ryan tries to come in and talk, but sometimes his internet just does not want to cooperate, and so it's like he ends up super chatting like to get his. He has such great takes. Ryan is such a smart guy.
You. Yes, this is one big major problem with Matt Jarbo is the anime hate. Yes. I also thank you for the support for this show. This is Movie Madison Entertainment. Thank you, Ryan.
See, this is why Matt and I get along is because of the anime thing.
Both of you guys are degenerates.
I feel like I have a giant blonde mustache.
We have a paying customer panel. Sorry, Mikey. We'll get to you after the customer pays. I also want to say that even when Matt has a bad take on something, i.e., anime in general, you always know where he's coming from. No, mostly it's from Hentai's point of view, and he's always interested to listen to.
It's degenerate, Max. It's degenerate.
He only cares about hentai.
Oh my god! I just thought reading the message. That was.
I don't care. I don't only care. I don't watch hentai. Tentacles aren't my kink. I don't know.
I don't know.
Ryan Hartwell's message was lemony.
Well, let me just say this. Saggy would be better off ending up with RJ than with scraggly, scruffy, skinny-looking Eddie.
Oh, wow.
What did that have to do? I said I was saving myself for Brian.
Okay, we got to get the Mikey Sutton.
You would be better off with either.
Mikey
And-
Sutton's a
You'd be
busy
better off
man.
either with
He's right.
RJ or Brian
He's
rather than
right.
scraggly, scruffy looking Eddie.
Okay, after Mikey Sutton,
Ambassador.
can I gush over Matt Jarbo like everybody else is too?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we hear all the Matt Jarbo stuff first?
No, I want to hear Mikey Sutton because he has limited time.
No,
he
he's
has
a busy
limited
guy.
time.
He's writing articles, Geekosity. Him and Sil are the power duo of DC News.
That's Sil next to him? Wow, Sil.
No, that's
Oh.
well. No.
Sil's changed.
No,
Has
you know what?
changed.
I think once the pandemic's over, that we will get a picture like that with him and Sil. I believe so. Mikey, can you make that happen in the future when things are safer? A picture like this with you and Sil, I would love to see that. Yeah.
Oh man, he's planning on coming up here next summer, so we'll
that's
probably
great.
see each other in the Emerald City Comic Con. Matt and I haven't seen each other either, and he's only like an hour away from me or so.
I'm less than an hour away.
Less than an hour away.
And that we missed that SummerCon thing.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot about it. I saw Giancarlo tweet about it because Giancarlo Esposito was actually at this Washington State SummerCon thing like last week, and he's like, "Oh, I had a great time," and I'm like, "Ah, crap." that was this week because Mikey and I were going to go because there was one a couple months ago that I forgot about, and I'm like, Mikey, and he told me about this one. He's like, "Yeah," I'm like, "Remind me, Mikey."
Yeah,
He's like, "I'll remind you." I'm like, "Remind me," and he's like, "Okay," and then he forgot.
No, I had health issues, so it's like
That's a likely story, Mikey. Health issues.
I tell you, I got a message today from Matt Jarbo fan, and he goes, "I want to address the fact that you're a Matt Jarbo poser." Okay, I am now a Matt Jarbo poser, and he goes, "Why are you showing up on Matt Jarbo's channel when you're obviously more comfortable on Midnight's Edge?" And yeah, and this is I found really amusing. He goes, "Politically, obviously, you're more aligned with Midnight's Edge than you are with Matt Jarbo." So, just want to get that across.
Is it that David guy?
No.
Okay, because that David, the David guy I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like that's okay. I could think it would be him based upon what his Facebook profile image was for a while. Yeah.
But it's just I found that highly amusing. So
all those Midnight's Edge guys are all out in Vegas for the weekend, at a super spreader event, and so we're gonna have
there
to
you
wait.
go, Brian. You're welcome.
Disguised as a Star Trek convention.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, oh man. I've been following it on Twitter. It looks like a lot of fun, actually. I do like Star Trek.
I'm
just
so
don't watch
jealous.
enough of it.
Like, I want to go to the mother of all conventions, and that's it. Like, man, 6 hours south. I can do it.
I'm going to Motor City Comic Con in October. I'm definitely heading there. So,
God dang it.
So. Hey, but Rel made a comment there, about Sil in the chat, and I about he turned into a white woman. Never saw that coming. Really? Never? RJ thought that was funny somewhere in his house. Like, I think he's in the bathroom.
He has the hashtag some black dude, right? Doesn't he?
So here's the thing. Though. There's actually a YouTuber named Some Black Guy, and his name is Derek.
Yeah,
and his name is Derek, and he's my actual friend. I've known Derek for years.
Really?
And so I saw Sil with the hashtag Some Black Guy, and I'm like, dude, you are not Some Black Guy. Like, Derek is Some Black Guy on YouTube. Like, he's got like 400,000 subs. He's a great guy. Yeah, no, Derek is great. He's funnier than shit. Yeah, I've known him for years.
Can we get into the box office? Because I've been waiting to talk to Mike.
Well, wait, hold on. We're not done. We're not done with Mikey yet. He made a comment, and then he was gonna.
Okay.
I don't know if you are done.
You're in my
I'm
head
not done
now.
yet. First heard of Matt right after the whole Spidergate incident, and one of my friends.
I'm done. I gotta go. Love you guys. Love you, Matt. Congratulations.
See you, buddy.
See you, Mike. See you all. Love you all.
Later, buddy.
See you guys.
So I got a message from one of my friends saying, "Hey, you're on Monday Matt's show," and I'm like, "Who's Monday Matt?" And I had no idea who you were. I wasn't familiar with a lot of YouTubers back then. Like, I knew Collider. That's pretty much it. And Pete's Basement, who were friends of mine. So this guy is a really huge fan of Midnight's Edge. Here we go again. And he said that Matt Jarbo covered one of your stories. I'm like, and that's how I heard of you. What can I say about Matt Jarbo? He is honestly, with no bias here, one of the best YouTubers around. I think
Whoa.
his a way of articulating his thoughts is far superior to many in his league. I think Matt's passion comes through in all of his shows. I think if Matt likes something, he'll really talk about it in depth and in an intelligent way, in a measured way too. If he doesn't like something, he'll be very very calm about it. He doesn't like throw out angry clickbait out there like it was the kind of exaggerated way of making money, right? So I see Matt as more of an old school commentator. He's got an FM radio voice, but I think in terms of the way he talks, I think he's closer in spirit to like Siskel and Ebert. If any of you are older from that generation who remember those guys,
What did I say?
that's how Matt talks. But I think Matt,
the same wavelength.
yeah, but
But
Matt
I just say the F word a whole lot more.
That's true.
well, that too, yeah.
This is the second time Matt's been compared to Siskel and Ebert on this stream.
Well, I look like Ebert ate Siskel,
That's
so
a scoop coming in.
Oh my
That's a scoop
God.
coming in.
Answer your phone.
That's a scoop coming in. No, that was great, Mikey. That was really
Thank you.
high praise.
But he
No
has,
one believed that
definitely
comparison
has,
until you did it. Till
he
you said
definitely
it.
has a chatty, kind of Quentin Tarantino conversationalist tone about when it comes to. If you ever hear Quentin Tarantino talking about movies, it's very similar to Matt. Just kind of rolls off in a very spontaneous way.
A
So
lot less feet.
that's how I see Jarbo.
lot less feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mikey. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no,
Thank
that
you.
was really nice.
When I first heard about Mikey, I had to look into him because I was like, this guy, is it the same guy who hit me up, who hit you up about me? Is that the Midnight's Edge guy? Like, is that the same dude? Because it's been a while since I've talked to him. To be honest with you, I kind of forgot. No, that was the thing. Like Midnight's Edge, I used to be on Midnight's Edge all the time. I liked Andre a lot, and
Yeah.
and those guys they chase
Not
the
so
clout
much
and they
anymore.
chase the money, and it's like I don't know how anyone can take what they say seriously anymore from any perspective. I mean, all those guys, it's just like there's nothing there that is substantive. It's all lame ass politics, as we talked about earlier in the stream. But no, I remember I got this guy hit me up and he's all like, "Could you hear Quake is going to be getting an Agents of Sword show?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck told you that?" And he goes, "Oh, Mikey Sutton." I'm like, "Who the fuck is Mikey Sutton?" I've never heard of this guy before. It's like, "Oh, he's a scooper. You got to check him out." I'm like, all right. So like I looked into Mikey and we started I started like checking out. I think I talked about it and then shit. That's the face you want to see when you're getting ready to finish. There we go.
Well,
They call that the O face.
Just the no glasses and the intensity of the eyes. It really burns its way into your retina and your soul. Into the
how's that? How's that doing it for
Lord.
no, well
you?
now we know.
Right.
Oh, sorry, Mikey.
Oh, Zeno actually left me a really nice comment there. Thank you, Zeno. Oh,
Jarbo is wow. This is really.
that's very
contest.
sweet. Thank you. Here,
That's
I thought
right,
you didn't
right.
like me. That's fantastic.
Well, he does
Thank you
still say you're talking about nonsense.
That is
You took
true.
him at-
That
well,
is true.
that's
Yeah,
still
that's accurate.
That can
that's okay.
describe half the show for sure.
That
But
is
there's substance in nonsense, but that's what's great.
What was it last night? A 45-minute conversation about anime on the stream.
I didn't watch all last night's stream. I fell asleep.
Yeah, that's all right, man.
That was
Like,
RJ's fault.
I wanted to dip out my own self like halfway through. I'm like, they were talking about anime. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Oh no! Don't say that, Rel. You're gonna make him come back with a vengeance. Please.
Oh, the overfeeding conversation was pretty fun though.
Yeah. No, yeah, I know the masturbating dwarves. I would think is what it was, And then it's the content.
There.
The content you only get when you come to my stream. It's like I think I really think that's one of the funner aspects of what I do is like I'm really open and inviting for all that crap. Like I know nothing about Warhammer 40K, but we end up watching Warhammer 40K short films like every. It does look cool and it's like cool lore and stuff. And it's like I wouldn't have known about it otherwise if it wasn't for Command Unit coming in and opening our eyes a little bit to the wickedness that is Warhammer 40K. So that's pretty cool.
Well, Saggy still comes last, but we got to talk about.
Great
Ain't that
phrasing,
the truth?
Max.
I usually do, Max. I usually do.
Yeah, all right.
RJ's like, can confirm.
Wow.
I heard about the amazing mouth changes lives.
What?
It does. It
She
changes
does.
lives.
She said that on
No,
my stream
Mikey,
the other night.
He
She
is,
says that
this melons is gonna make you make everyone blush lately this week. Oh my goodness! But we got to get to some movie talk
Not bloody
too.
likely.
Well, when do I get my chance to like?
Yeah, she hasn't
I have
gushed
to
all
gush
over me yet.
her.
But
Yeah, I have to
okay, I
gush
just want to do like three to 5 minutes with Mikey Sutton. He's finally on my channel to talk about some box office and the students like the DCEU. Come on, Peacemaker. I heard he's like, Peacemaker. I heard some things.
I think Saggy should get a chance to give her thoughts on Jarbo. Then we can talk about movie news.
Well, Mikey, depends on how long he has.
Mikey may want to hear about how her mouth can change the world. I don't
That's
know.
true. I mean,
She was talking about that the other night on the show. Just
Max, just let Saggy say her piece. Let Maggie say her piece about Matt, and then we can get on to the we can get onto the movie news. So, Saggy, tell us all why you
her words.
Saggy, tell us all why you appreciate and respect and just adore Matt Jarbo so much. And no, that's not sarcasm. That's legit. So, go.
Oh, go. Yes. No.
Go.
So I have a similar story to Mikey's. When I first started getting on these streams and stuff, I was basically like, I get DMs from my groups, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, why are you on a stream with Monday Matt?" I was like, "Who the freaking Monday Matt, dude?" And they're like, "Matt Jarbo." I was like, "Who the hell's Matt Jarbo?" Like the guy on the stream with you. I was like, the guy with the glasses. Like, oh, that guy? Why?
That guy with the glasses? That's somebody else.
I'm like, wait, what? Why? What did he do? They're like, oh, you didn't hear? I was like, no, dude, I don't pay attention to this crap. And then they told me, my first impression was like, okay, and oh, that was like 2 years ago. So I was like, and then like, the more I'd be on streams with Jarbo, I like to do this thing where I just like, jab at people or try to see how far I can go with my little jokes. And Jarbo just took it all in stride. And I was like, all right, I don't know why people hate this guy. I can't help but like him. And no, honestly, and then ever since then, like every time I would be on a stream with him, he had great takes, he had great conversation. And then I decided that one night when he was streaming and it was a call-in show, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go hang out with Matt Jarbo tonight because I'm always on Point X Lounge. I love Enosh, but I was like, Jarbo's over there by himself. I was like, I'm gonna go hang out with Jarbo and have a talk with him and see what he's got going on. And then
Protoss, yeah.
and then we had a great first stream, the first time I was ever on a stream with Jarbo, and I forgot what we talked about. We had like a great conversation. It was funny and it was great. He was humorous, and I was just like, dude, me and Jarbo just vibe. We have friggin' similar personality. Like we're pretty raunchy at times, but it's all in good fun. And I was just like, I can see myself like this being like one of my friends. And it was just natural with me and Jarbo. Like, I consider him a good friend. I consider him a good person, and I always will bat for him. And here's the thing. We are a lot alike. I'm basically like a female version of him. Our opinions might not always add up.
Jarbette.
Female. Yes, I'm a Jarbette. It is funny because
Saggy Jarbos?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Jarbo melons. No, I really am a female version of Jarbo, and it's funny because
Jarbo and the Jarbettes.
That was a Matt Jarbo pog phase for a second.
Yeah.
Man. You see that?
Oh, jeez.
But no, I really do cherish him. And the best thing is, like, we both have had mistakes in our past that have pissed off people on the internet. So, like, we kind of have a bond, and I really respect him. I think that, having gone through all the crap he went through in his story is really powerful because, he was, like, at the top. He had a little dip. And now he's rising again. I really want to see him do it because I think that he's amazing. I think he has great takes. He's great conversation. He's smart. Anytime I have like a question that I'm too dumb to answer, sometimes I'll like message him and be like, Jarbo, do you know anything about this? So like Jarbo helps me be smarter because I'll be in a fight with somebody and I'll have to message him and be like, hey, is this true? And he'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to sound smart now. Thank you, Jarbo. So
Wow, I feel like you're the one who's actually complimented Jarbo the best.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's like, you know, I
Everyone needs to listen to Saggy. That's really what this
Okay,
boils
so we
down
all know
to.
that Saggy is the best
Sage
Palatian.
advice
well, here's
here.
the thing. Real
Her mouth can change the world. Let's
It
just leave
does.
it like that, okay?
She's doing it right now. Just
Well, real recognizes real, right? That's all. That's a saying, and I recognize that Jarbo is a real person. He's not fake. He's not just a YouTuber doing YouTuber things. He's very genuine, and he's not just doing this for the money, even if the money is good sometimes. But he doesn't do it for that money.
No, he was around when it wasn't.
Right.
So he's
Right.
thinking-
Right. He's very humble, and I know that if I ever needed him, he would have my back. So that's pretty much it. Like I adore you. I'm so glad I met you, and I
Aw,
can't.
thank you.
I
So,
can't wait to see what
that's
happens in the
wholesome.
future.
So real quick, I just wanted to say, Saggy basically just ruined Brian's fantasies because now when they smash, he's gonna be thinking, "This
Whoa.
is Matt Jarbo."
I have been called a what was it? A dollar store Matt Jarbo.
What? You have?
Well,
yeah.
if y'all read my comment earlier, eventually Saggy and Brian are going to announce their nuptials and the fact that they're
Hey,
adopting
what about
RJ.
Rhea? No, don't ever forget about Rhea.
Listen, we're
It's
polygamous.
polyamorous.
Okay.
We're down.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
for
he already
Pete's sake,
knows.
you
Christ.
kids
I'm
with
gonna
your
totally-
weirdo.
It's
I'm gonna-
2021,
Uh-oh,
man.
Ambassador, be cool.
I am totally showing up
No,
at Brian's
I do not
house.
want to be cool. I'm tired of being cool.
Okay.
I'm-
Well,
Love
this
is
one-
love.
this is not this stream. not
Bite
this stream.
me.
I'm totally showing up at at Brian's house dressed
I
up
thought
as
you weren't
Matt
into
Jarbo.
that, Ambassador.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
Goatee and all.
It'd be like
What's up,
like
Brian?
looking at a
Let's go.
sexy mirror.
Is that a joint?
Well, I got to
but
give
what is that
props
in
to
your mouth?
Rel
No.
McMillan, my good friend here.
What the
It's
Rel,
not. It's just the part of a paper. I'm an ex-smoker, so
I remember.
I hit
remember.
15 years in 3 weeks. So every once in a while, I just feel the urge. If anyone here is a smoker, you know what I'm talking about.
No,
the
I know.
physical
Yeah.
urge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that never goes away, even when you quit.
Right.
So it's
Nah,
like just kind
I
of having
Saggy
something to
feels the
fidget
urge
with.
often, especially when
Yeah.
she's near Brian.
I have a cigarette after I screw
Well, here,
Brian.
we have another paying customer.
Yeah.
You are on Movie Madison Entertainment. This is not $3 theater, but you might as well stay. Thank you, Rel McMillan. You had to address the elephant in the room. The only person that turned down being on the appreciation stream is Matt Jarbo's plunger. He said, "No, thank you. I'm already broken."
Oh my
So yes,
God.
there
Alright.
were-
Listen.
no-
If you betray me, I beat you to shit. All right, that's how this
Yeah.
works.
Literally.
You know.
the plunger appreciation stream. I don't think that's gonna.
All right,
happen.
it's time for this joke to take the plunge.
Ah! I think we lost Mikey Sutton. I don't know.
No,
Mikey, are
he's-
you there?
Mike,
He
you with me?
he said in the private chat he'd be right back, so he might be.
All right.
Thanks,
He might be.
Michael.
He might be taking care. He might be taking care.
He didn't know what he was getting into.
This
He's
is
just all
not
like,
meant to
"Oh, that's
sound.
me.
This
Coming
is
to
not
hang
meant to
out.
sound dirty. He might be taking care of some personal business. So leave it at that.
Taking care of business.
Looking
I
at you,
think-
Saggy.
We all take care of business.
That's true.
Especially me.
One way or the other.
Oh my God.
I did it for about 8 hours today. Yeah, a little sore.
Whoa.
A little sore.
That's some stamina.
I'm sorry.
work.
I'm very just bad. I'm bad girl.
You
I'm not
punch
bad, I
in, you
was
take a
just-
half.
I'm not bad. I was just drawn that.
You're a bad melon.
Ooh. I love that
Saggy,
line.
you are not Jessica Rabbit. You're actually slightly more. You're more appealing than Jessica Rabbit because you're
Whoa.
real. You're not ink and paint and paper.
Hey,
You're
Oh my
flesh and
God.
blood.
if Jessica Rabbit was real,
She is real.
Well,
She's
there are-
Angelina Jolie.
No, Angela.
Is she though? No.
She was.
No,
before
she is
Angelina
not.
Jolie.
No, there are women out there
She's
that have
Kathleen
actually.
Turner, and she's Kathleen Turner. All right, that's
Well, she was
That's who
Kathleen
she
Turner when
is.
she was Kathleen Turner when Kathleen Turner was still sexy. Now Kathleen Turner is just Kathleen Turner.
well, I mean, look, age is a
Thank you,
thing. You can't get
Filmation.
away from it. You know.
No, I know,
Like
I
some-
know. I'm not trying to be
like-
mean when I say this.
It's like
I mean,
like
there was a
Colleen
time-
Camp and
Botox.
Clue, and then
doesn't hold a candle to Jessica Rabbit. Sorry.
Amaranth. Wait, hold on, Max. Do you know who Amaranth is?
I think so. I think I
ASMR
was.
star
I
on
think
Twitch.
you know the reason. I think I know. I
Oh,
was
OnlyFans,
being. Well,
Don't
Brian,
give it away, Brian. Okay, keep
Oh,
that
sorry.
to yourself. All right.
I-
The next thing
I
you're going to
was
say is you had a
watching
bad
Sally-
Barbie OnlyFans.
I was watching Saggy Melon's Twitch. She might remember this night, and then it says we recommend to you Amaranth, And I'm like, okay. And then she's in a hot tub, and I went back to saggy. So I was not interested.
Oh, we were laughing so hard when you told us that. You didn't.
No, I was being that. It says we recommend. We recommend to you Amaranth top. So I was like,
wasn't
okay.
that the chick who did the horse head thing and then she got like in trouble?
What?
I don't know.
Oh, Mikey.
The only time I watch anything on Twitch is when one of y'all are streaming. If I have the time, I don't watch.
Would use Twitch more often. But I can't stand their mobile app. You know, I just like the fact. But I will say this. This is cool. I found this out today. Apparently, 36 states have filed an antitrust lawsuit against Apple over taking 30% of the in-app transactions. So one of the biggest problems when it comes to live streaming and super chats is if you have an iOS device and you give a super chat, Apple takes 30% of that super chat before YouTube takes their 30%. Oh, so wow. If these antitrust suits go through and that ends up going away, then we as streamers will get 30% of 30% more. So that's something. So that's good. Those bastards.
Well,
yeah.
I was taking theirs off the top.
You guys want to hear a real hot take? You guys want to hear
coming?
I have a hot take. I have a hot take too, but I don't.
No, there's no crow. I want to see this, but the Ayer cut will never come out. I'm telling you guys that right now.
What?
I'm telling you guys that right now. The Ayer cut won't come out.
This is my worst nightmare. I have a super scooper, and then Matt Jarbo was saying it's not going to come out. And
can I say my hot take real quick?
No,
I don't think the Ayer cut's going to be any good. I don't think it's going to make that movie any better.
Like I said, it'd be like
I disagree with that take.
I
disagree with that take quite a bit.
Who is this?
That's Amaranth.
Oh,
so she got banned. She got banned from Twitch for doing this. She was doing some weird horse head cosplay thing when she was just like trying to play it off as it was ASMR, and she was just banging the mask into the mic and showing her bum and stuff. And Twitch was like, no, thank you.
I do. I clicked on her channel the other day because it was on the top of my recommendations. She was licking the microphone.
Yeah,
they all
that's
do
what
that.
she got banned for. No, you can't do that.
I was like, what the hell?
Hold on, like I am kind of curious here, like what her OnlyFans?
I don't.
Oh my God, Matt!
But
Does
no,
she
hold
have
on.
OnlyFans?
She does. I think she's in like isn't she like the #1 or something like that?
Yeah,
or
she's like Zoe Berger status. You know what I mean?
So that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Right?
Is Zoe? Is Zoe on OnlyFans?
I'm sorry, Mikey.
I think she is. Yes.
Oh man.
With that Sniper Wolf too. Yeah.
Oh God, Sniper
sorry,
Wolf.
Okay. Yes, I have a bit of a problem. I'm sorry.
No, you can't. What are you saying? Sorry to Mikey Sutton for it. Trust me, he came into my stream when he's all like dwarves jerking it in anime back in the 80s. Mikey's got it. He's got a sick sense of humor too, man. Don't even feel bad.
No, not about that. That he's busy or something. I don't know if he's coming back.
No, he's still here. You know, he's anyway. So yeah, to answer to Rhea, and Protoss, yes, 30% of mobile. They take 30%. They take 30%. So
I can't do this anymore. I'm hot.
Oh, Max is finally taking it off.
Yeah.
That's how you can. Max, finally, that's how you can appreciate me. You appreciate me, Max. Take it off. Take it off.
You have to pay $50.
I'm not going to pay $50.
No, I said, and you didn't have to pay $50.
Yeah, right.
I could show you guys right now what he looks like because I've got the picture.
What? Wait.
Ooh.
So do you, Saggy. So do you, RJ.
Put it on Matt's cell phone. I'm curious.
Oh, Mikey's back. Thank God.
No, God, man, it's been a crazy day. Like one of my friends spoke to Ray Fisher today.
Ooh, okay.
And he has some interesting things to say, so I got to break that on the site. And it's been nuts all day long.
Oh, is that coming out tomorrow or Monday? Or?
Yeah, no, I'll be out tomorrow morning. So
tomorrow morning, okay.
Gonna get a graveyard shift, and
so we have limited time left with you, Mikey. Maybe.
I know. I'm here for Matt, and you know, my first time for you, Max. You know, like I was a Mad Max virgin until now. So
you're no virgin now.
Be gentle.
Oh, man.
Well, Mikey, can we get
Mikey, you're asking the wrong person because Saggy is many things, but she ain't gentle.
That's true. I will choke the shit out you.
Whoa!
What? I'd let
Yeah.
you choke me. What the heck? It's a fair,
Oh,
it's
man.
even equivalent exchange.
It's consensual choking.
Yes, consensual choking. It's fine.
I
It's
don't want to
fine.
hear about your autoerotic asphyxiation kink, Saggy.
I
Thanks.
want to talk about DC.
Heroes go down, Max.
We don't,
Well,
Max. We don't want to talk about DP. Thank you very much.
Oh,
I want to talk about DP.
well, I heard a few things from
You
Mikey
would.
Sutton and my good pal Sil, Mikey. So
Oh, you're tuned into our show today.
yes. Okay, so can you break it down to people? You're not a hater of the Suicide Squad. We got to preface that. But can you explain to people potentially just a little bit of why it may be somewhat of a letdown for WB, the box office?
It was a huge letdown. I will introduce my views of DC like this today. Actually, not today. 'Cause it's been consistently happening these days. Apparently, I'm a Snyder cultist now. I'm in the
Yes.
Snyder cult. And Jarbo is like my arch enemy, I guess, now or something. And I'm supposed to convert Matt to the good side that Matt has turned into his Dark Lord of the Sith or something. And I'm supposed to like Mikey, we're counting on you. They're serious. They were counting on you to bring back Matt because we lost him. And so, and Matt knows I'm a huge MCU guy. I came in through the door with the Spider-Gate thing, but all of a sudden I'm the Snyder cultist, which is highly amusing. And
This Snyder cult ain't even a thing. Who cares?
Oh, it is.
Look,
I don't know.
Look, as far as the Suicide Squad is concerned,
Yeah.
like I was really excited about the film. I love James Gunn. Well, I love the two Guardians films. The first one was much better than the second one, but I love Guardians, one of my all-time favorite films. I haven't seen Super or a bunch of his indie stuff, but I like him as
I
a
didn't like
person.
Super.
You know? But I was really excited about this film. I really wanted to see it. I'm a huge fan of the John Ostrander comic book. I'm friends with John. So I came in here really excited. I loved the first half. I was howling. I wouldn't stop laughing. The second half really lost me. I think the scene beginning with Harley and the General, that really took me out of the film. And this, I love Starro since I was a kid, but maybe there's some things I just don't want to see in a movie. I guess it didn't work for me. The tone shift from all the grittiness. The comic book was very gritty, and to see all that campy weirdness, it just threw me off. And so the second half was a real struggle for me. And I can see why people would love it. I mean, it's such a weird movie. Maybe in if the first half was just as weird. I mean, I know it has King Shark in there, but it strives for a kind of gritty realism at points, and it kind of was imbalanced in my mind. I just felt weird. Like it just went from like this dark, violent movie, but it has some really goofy parts, and I have a hard time balancing that in my head. If you watch the Doom Patrol show on HBO Max, it's weird from beginning to end. It's always weird, right? So it's like I could get into the weirdness of that, but I felt that the Suicide Squad kept going back and forth, and I actually enjoyed the 2016 Suicide Squad more. I just felt that was closer to the comic book. I think I was a comic book fan in me, but I think a more serious tone from the beginning to end I appreciated more, even though that film had a lot of its own share of flaws. But apparently I'm a Snyder cultist because I didn't like the movie. That I'm hating it because I'm a Snyder fan. I find it all amusing because people who have known me for years know I love James Gunn. And honestly, I didn't like Man of Steel before. And I was very public about that, and I got a lot of shit for it, even though hardly anybody knew me back then. It was after the Snyder Cut that I went back and saw Man of Steel, And I understood. I wrote an article about the appeal of Zack Snyder and how he appeals to a younger generation who is angry and feeling isolated, or awkward, or anxiety ridden. He feeds into that the same way that the singer songwriter Morrissey did. And ironically, Zack Snyder directed a Morrissey video, and I had no idea when I put that in my article. Like I said, that Zack Snyder is like the Morrissey of modern cinema. Not knowing he directed the Morrissey's Tomorrow video. So those are my thoughts on the Suicide Squad. I didn't think it was awful in any way. I just liked the first half much more.
Okay.
The second half, and the characters, I just had no emotional attachment to them. That was another issue I had. Yeah, John Cena was hilarious as Peacemaker, but I didn't find his character like appealing in any way. Maybe that's the whole point. Then there is the weird animal torture with the birds. Like
Yeah, I didn't like that.
that opening scene. Like why is a camera lingering on a bloody dead bird?
Because I guess it was it's canary. Because black canaries who put him away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what Jim
Yeah,
was
I found that after.
talking
Like
about.
I was like,
Okay.
oh,
okay.
Now that makes more sense. That makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
See, Matt, you do know stuff.
Well,
I was gonna say whoever said he didn't.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Yeah. So, but your sources, Mikey,
Yeah.
your sources are saying, are it's not a slam dunk that they were hoping for, so they're a little concerned. And the Peacemaker, you said, we're not so confident about the Peacemaker.
They're very unhappy about the movie, AT&T especially. But they had high expectations for this. They took a big risk having a $186 million film with an R rating and giving Gunn all the freedom he wanted. And this was supposed to kind of lead the way to a new DC because they really wanted James Gunn more involved. Because Hamada doesn't know what the hell he's doing, right? He needs a right-hand man of some sort, some kind of creative force. They don't have a Kevin Feige type. You have Jim Lee, but Jim Lee doesn't really know anything about movies. I mean, he knows his comics. God knows he really hasn't taken the publishing part of it out of the mess they've been in for the past couple of years either. So there's not much faith in him as well. They really thought that Gunn was going to. They were going to greenlight so many projects from Gunn because of what they were seeing on the Suicide Squad. When the reviews came in, Max, they just went. Like, Hamada was doing cartwheels. They thought, okay, this is it. We finally got a film that's going to get those MCU level reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. And they really thought the crowd was just going to go gangbusters for this film. And that didn't happen. I mean, they lost a lot of money.
Well, the online communities did. They embraced it, but not the general public as much as we'd hoped, right?
Yeah, I was talking to Sil about this today. I said there are some films that are just made for geeks, right? And I brought up Buckaroo Banzai in '84, which huge bomb. It was one of the best films of the '80s, in my opinion. But that movie is full on geek all the way from beginning to end. Like, there's nothing mainstream about that movie. I think its biggest star was John Lithgow. Okay, I mean, Peter Weller was in there before RoboCop. You have Jeff Goldblum before The Fly. Like, people only knew him from 10 Speed and Brown Shoe. Okay, the ABC show. That film, they had no idea how to market. In a way, it reminds me of Suicide Squad without the violence because it has an ensemble cast. They got a very weird plot. Everybody in that film is weird. The studio who I think it was 20th Century Fox who released it had high expectations for it, but it was just too bizarre for the general public. It got good reviews. I think Time Magazine said something like "Bless its demented little heart." But I think there are films that are just like they play well online, right? Like the geeks love them. But your general public be like, what am I watching? They're like that scene in the beginning with Harley Quinn where she goes, what the fuck is that? You know, when she sees Nathan Fillion with the detachable arms and stuff. I think that's how the audience reacted to this movie. what I've been hearing from my insiders is that Will Smith, if he had been a part of this film, it would have done better, just to get the
Yeah.
general public
I think so.
into the movie. But I think the violence, the over-the-top violence, and the lack of star power, and the Starro thing really annoyed the audience.
Oh, really?
From what I hear about, they're just like, "What am I watching?"
See, that actually worked for me. That's the part I like about it, and I didn't like the film as much.
I saw your review. I mean, I said, "Wow, Max got a pair of balls like going after the movie like this."
Well, I was gonna ask. I mean, didn't the movie push HBO Max subscriptions in any way? I mean, you know, realizing it's in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, how much money were they really expecting this to pull in realistically? I mean, I figured HBO Max would be the big push for it.
Well, they had a set of expectations that they were very low to begin with. They were grading on a curve already because of Delta and everything. But according to Samba TV, Mortal Kombat did better on HBO Max, which another kick in the groin right there.
Because the budget's completely different.
Yeah, it's the budget. Yeah, I mean they didn't make a $186 million movie for HBO Max unless that was their intention. But the B+ grade from Cinema Score, that was a big red flag. And you know, it's funny because the week before it came out, had this insider talk to me that Hamada was just like over the moon about this film. He's like, it's job security for him. It's a new vision for DC films. And then I was about to go on Still's show, and I got 2 text messages goes, no, don't run with that, because our own research is telling us this film's going to flop. And this was during a time that Rotten Tomatoes was like exploding with like 96%, and like this film's going to do really well. And he saw all the box office projections that were pretty solid, right? I think they were like 35 million or something like that at the time. And I went on the air and I said, there's like 2 people telling me, and I trust them, that their own research is saying this film's not going to do well. And I took a big risk by saying that because I was really going against the grain there. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to die, I'm die on my own sword. You know.
Well, even the reception online was really good last weekend. This weekend, pretty much everyone's moved on. Even fans of it. I mean, I know you guys. A lot of people on this panel really loved it, and I'm happy for you. But I was just like, I don't feel like it moved the needle enough to the general public to say. But there are a lot of factors. But if you do compare it to Mortal Kombat and the budget too, this is a big budget film.
Oh, it's 186 million. That's huge. I mean, they really had faith. They you know, Toby Emmerich especially, he's in love with James Gunn, and really wanted that Guardians box office. They wanted Emmerich and Hamada are very into the reviews, getting really good reviews. They feel their reputation is on the line.
We have to see the final numbers from this weekend, though. Maybe there'll be a surprise tonight, tomorrow. I don't know.
No, it's bad.
Oh, you think? Okay.
They're terrible. I think it's now number 6 or something like that. I mean, it's a bad weekend overall. Free Guy exceeded expectations, and I was told that was going to happen because word of mouth is so good on that movie. Yeah. I think what's going on right now, I think what I call the new normal, I think there'll be less emphasis on opening weekends than there are in films hanging around in theaters. I believe Jungle Cruise is still hanging on. I mean, it beat Suicide Squad this weekend. And I think that's going to happen. I think people are afraid, actually, of going to the theaters in the opening weekend thinking there's so many people there. And, you know, like, you're scared of the Delta variant. So I think we're going to see the focus on what happens in the second and third weekend, and have films make money more slowly than we're used to. And I think that's what's going on right now, is that when, you know, Shang-Chi comes out or when Dune comes out, we're gonna spend less attention on the opening weekend, and we'll just see how it plays in the long run. Because I think that's what's going on right now.
Well, can Flash save Hamada? If it's over, it's received really well. I mean, there's a lot going in there. There's Ben Affleck back. You know.
Yeah, I'm hearing he might not even be around when that movie comes out. He's got 3 strikes on him now, and any other studio at any other time, he'd be gone by now. Wonder Woman 84 didn't do very well. Birds of Prey was just a disaster.
Well, Birds of Prey also did come out right at the start of the pandemic.
That's true. That is true.
And it did hit 400 million worldwide. I'm not trying to defend. I didn't like the movie, but
Sonic the Hedgehog though.
That's a much better movie, and I would argue that the fan base for Sonic is far greater than that of Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Right, and the fact that Sonic actually listened to fans when they were complaining about the movie.
Yeah.
It sparked a lot of interest.
A bunch of free advertisement. That's true. Yeah.
It had a $70 million opening weekend. Oh no! It had I think they were estimating $70 million, and it had a $90 million opening weekend or something.
Well, look at the announcement.
Something like that. It was almost $100 million.
Look at the announcement online for Idris Elba.
Knuckles, baby.
I'm saying, look how many retweets that announcement has, and look how much the engagement was. It trended all day. So people are invested in the sequel. I think Sonic 2 is going to open big next year.
Oh yeah. Well, and if I might just interject for a second. I have been, at least theatrically, a fan of Mortal Kombat for a very long time. I did my own review on it a few months ago when it dropped. I watched it, and except for the beginning and the ending, I was completely uninvested. I was completely bored out of my mind with Mortal Kombat 2021. I did my stream on this premise: which was better, 1995's Mortal Kombat or 2021? And myself and the majority of my panel said 95 was better, because granted the effects weren't as good as what we got in 2021, but Mortal Kombat, it was boring. You had no Johnny Cage. You had this other character, Cole Young, which no one gave a rat's ass about.
It should have been Johnny Cage.
It should have been Johnny Cage. I'm going to say this. I had a much better time watching Suicide Squad, which granted, Mikey, I'm like you. I'm a Marvel guy, hardcore.
Yeah.
I've been a Marvel guy since 1985 when I was reading Marvel comics.
Yeah.
I'm a light DC fan, but I will say this. I enjoyed this Suicide Squad. Now, I didn't watch the original. I didn't watch the one by David Ayer. But I went into this pretty much cold. I had seen the trailers, but that was it. I didn't know anything about the characters per se. But from my perspective anyway, what James Gunn did with that team, I was invested with that team just like I was invested when he introduced the Guardians of the Galaxy back in... when did the first one come out? In 2013, I think?
14.
I was invested in the Suicide Squad. Granted, I didn't know the characters, just like I didn't know the characters for Guardians of the Galaxy. But there were characters in there that I could connect with and I could relate to. And that, for me, right there, was the biggest win for me. If you can get me to invest in a character I know nothing about, particularly with Ratcatcher. I know jack diddly about Ratcatcher. She's a minor villain, and honestly, I don't think she was that bad of a villain in terms of what she did. But I think what Gunn did, I disagree with I respectfully disagree with your critique of Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
But what I saw in there was a relationship formed between Ratcatcher and Bloodsport. Because he is a father who wants nothing. He is a parent or a parental figure that wants nothing to do with his kid, even though his kid is screaming for attention. And yet, here is a young girl that's not much older, or probably the same age as his biological daughter, that he forms a bond with. That's the type of stories that I really appreciate. And I mean, you see the similar dynamic in Guardians of the Galaxy, both Volumes 1 and Volume 2, and again, I respectfully disagree.
Mhm.
I thoroughly enjoyed Volume 2
I like it too, just not as much as the first one, but I enjoyed it as well.
No, and I understand that. No disrespect intended whatsoever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what I saw with Suicide Squad is the same thing I saw with Guardians, and no, I don't think they're derivative or they're repetitive by any stretch, because they are two completely different dynamics of the concept of family and bonding, and how broken people can come together and form some sort of a cohesive community amongst themselves, or at least a very unconventional but a much more stable family dynamic than what they might have had in their own lives.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love the fact that Gunn has been able to do that not once, not twice, but thrice with these 3 films. So,
well, yeah, that relationship you described is one of the things I did like about the movie. I thought that was well done. Just the second half of the film didn't work for me, but I did like the Ratcatcher relationship with Bloodsport. I thought that was handled well. And don't worry about not knowing who Ratcatcher is, because no one knows who she is. Like most DC fans have no idea who that character is. I was like, who? Like, even Polka Dot Man. I guess Polka Dot Man was James Gunn was looking through the internet trying to figure out who the stupidest DC character was, and that's how he found Polka Dot Man, because no one knows who that is. I mean,
well, he missed the mark just a little. I would say the one DC villain that he should have stuck in there, including the Polka Dot Man, would have been Condiment King. That's very much so.
No, I have a question for you. About like repeat viewings in the theaters. Do you think that, like, since we have day and date to where we can just watch a movie at home, like, yeah, people are going to see it once in the theaters, but then after that, it's just, they just watch it at home.
That's a huge loss. For comic book movies, repeat viewings are everything. That's why films make $1 billion, because the fans go and see them over and over again. I saw Iron Man 7 times in the theater. Like, I saw Guardians, the first one, I saw it 3 times. That's where a film starts rocking up those really big box office dollars. A film doesn't make $1 billion because like 500 million people saw it. No, it's just a couple of thousand people watching it over and over again. And streaming takes away from that. And not only that, but if you have HBO Max, you can invite your whole family over and have them watch it with you instead of 7 people going out and buying tickets to see it in the theater.
True.
So huge loss in that way.
Well, the crazy thing is, we've had friends over and we watched. I know some people are going to groan, but I enjoyed this film. We watched Wonder Woman 84 back on New Year's Eve because we were wanting to do something with some of our friends, and they had not had a chance to see it. And we have Max, and I will say this: I enjoy the platform. We have both HBO Max and Disney Plus alike, and I know some of the formatting for Max might not be the best. The same thing may be true with Disney Plus, but the content is solid on both platforms.
Well, I have to say I am completely in love with Titans this season. I saw the first 3 episodes of season 3. I am
my goodness,
so into it. I am so
Me
into
too,
it.
Mikey. Season 3 blew my mind.
Oh my god!
That's all I'm saying. No spoilers.
The first 5 minutes of episode 1, like holy shit. Dude.
All right, well, how can you convince people to watch? Just real quick, convince Jarbo to watch, because I keep telling him. And then we got to talk about the air cut.
Yeah.
And if there's any possibility, because there may be a big disagreement between you. I know you, Mikey, you and Matt are friends, but he doesn't think it's going to come out. Is there hope?
I don't think it's going to come out. I don't.
Oh, see, this is going to be a good conversation. Save Matt, save Jarbo.
I'm going to hear from Center Cultist now tomorrow.
Well, I keep saying
but again, I have a very measured reason as to why it's not going to come out.
Okay.
And that has all to do with Margot Robbie.
That's. I mean,
Okay,
that was my.
I want to hear that. I want to hear your viewpoint on that.
She doesn't want the movie to come out. She's the only one.
Absolutely not.
And she's the one that would probably most. What's the opposite? I don't want to say suffer, but what's the opposite of benefit in this case? Because if
she has the most to lose.
Thank you. She has the most to lose. So coming off of the Suicide Squad, she was the key player to get at. No, not a hot take. If you really look at the success of the Suicide Squad, it was Harley Quinn. That was what was selling tickets. That's what people went back for. I think the demographic was predominantly young women who went to go see Suicide Squad. And I think in part the sexiness of Harley Quinn was something that drove that. But that sexiness was taken away, right, in Birds of Prey, because they wanted to downplay that because she didn't like it. And she was a producer on Birds of Prey. It was
it's
her
clear she
baby.
felt uncomfortable by the costume and some of the storyline that was in
The Birds of Prey. What she wears in that movie is so terrible, though. Like,
Oh no, it's absolutely god awful. It's like it's completely anti Harley
still
Quinn.
liked it. Oh.
It was anti. It was at what point in time do you ever watch Harley Quinn wear anything other than black and red and white?
Yeah, that's all I was asking for was red.
Well, I mean, the costume design was unique. I give it that. I mean,
unique doesn't mean good.
It was not a fucking costume.
That was like, hey everyone, I have these cheerleading tassels on my arms. That sounds like fun as I run through the streets crying over an egg salad sandwich.
All the costumes sucked in that movie, regardless of any other.
They really did. They really did.
So, well, let's just ask a question to the full panel, Matt and Mikey first. Do you think there's like an untold story of Margot really not wanting this cut to come out? That it's just she talks to those execs. Those execs want to keep her happy. That's also a major reason that they don't want it to.
Well, yeah, there's two things I wanted to say about this. I haven't heard this angle of it. I'm not saying it's not happening that way. I guess I just haven't heard. So there's a YouTuber out there that put out some very incorrect information. I won't mention the name, but about
that's what I do on my channel
about Margot Robbie being fired or recast. There are absolutely no discussions of that happening.
Mm-hmm.
They would really like to keep her. So I just want to get that out of the way. At the same time, though, she was disappointed with how both the Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey were marketed. I am hearing that she's more than a little upset. She feels that both films were wrongly marketed. She thought Birds of Prey could have done better, much better, if the marketing was better. And so that's the thing, because people talk about how upset she is, or if they're upset with her. The only thing I've heard about her being upset is the marketing of Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad. And I have to agree with her. I don't think that the Suicide Squad was marketed that well. I think it's marketed towards James Gunn fans. I think your ordinary person off the street, that I have family that watches comic book movies. They have no clue to all the geek sites or even my site. They don't read any of that stuff.
A lot of people are confused just because, like, not that long ago, another movie came out called Suicide Squad.
There you go. It's confusing, right?
Yeah, it is confusing. It's you know, I hate to touch on games a little bit, but I think it's an apt comparison. A lot of people got confused when the Wii U came out. They were like, what is this, like an add-on to the Wii or something like that? Names are really important when it comes to marketing. And look, I get what they were trying to do, kind of make it like a soft reboot and an independent film that you can watch on its own, but I feel like the name was kind of a poor choice, in my opinion.
So, in terms of Margot's future with DC Films as Harley Quinn, she's kind of losing faith in playing the character still. You know, she feels that, you know, she's getting to that age in her career where she has to make the right choices, and you know, she feels she can branch out of Harley Quinn since it really hasn't done well for her at all.
The next person who plays Harley Quinn in live action is going to have a rough time.
Oh God, yeah.
They're gonna. I mean, if they're gonna retire the character, which they probably should retire the character.
No, they won't. Yeah. She makes too much.
But
money.
she makes too much money. Well, I mean, like retire
merchandising.
her.
She's a huge merchandising.
Yeah,
thing.
and that's the thing. That's why she's number 2 next to Batman.
There
so
you
they're
go.
gonna. That's why they keep rebooting Batman. Is because Batman sells.
Exactly. So there's going to be a new Harley Quinn, just like there's going to be a new Batman. Like for all we know, they could put a Harley Quinn into the Batman.
And let's be fair. If this Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman movie decides to actually that ain't gonna sell. Nobody's gonna, you know, that ain't gonna sell.
I don't think that movie's gonna happen. I think it's gonna.
I don't see it happening either. So.
You think it's done?
So, in regards to the Ayer cut, I am hearing that it will come out. They have to save the brand. They feel that they have 2 strikes now with the butchered version they released. I mean, I was telling Sil, I said, you know what? This proves that He-Man can actually die twice, because you know they tried it twice already and didn't work. So maybe putting the Ayer cut out on HBO Max will have some success. Oh, there he is!
Hey, what's up, man?
Crash the party.
What's up, dude?
Still has Mikey DC radar, man. I'm serious.
Thank you, Sil. I've been.
He's got spies. He's got spies. Like
Max told me this was like the Jarbo bash. I was like, well.
Oh, sorry. That's how I had to get him here. That's how I had to get him here.
Like, let me jump.
Celebrate Jarbo, not bash him though.
Now I will say that. No, Matt reached out to me and I was in the middle of rewatching the Titans, but I was like, let me jump on.
We were both hooked on Titans.
Oh, I love
Go watch Titans, guys. It's awesome.
Matt, please watch Titans tomorrow. Please.
I can't even. I don't even have time to like.
Your kids
No, I haven't.
It. Your kids will love
my
it.
My kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. Yeah, right. They're gonna. It's time.
I think they're gonna appreciate.
That'll age them up.
Max, quit talking out of your ass.
That's all I do here. Still knows.
No, sometimes a nugget of truth slips through that mask of yours, but.
Look, I had the best review on Sil's show Titans that has the best dick ever. So that's there's my critic's quote.
Yeah, you really said that live.
It's the best live action dick you're ever gonna get.
I tried to segue the best way I could from that, but it's hard. It's hard to segue. But just for Jarbo Day, I just real quick, I do want to say, though, with Jarbo, I disagree 99% of what he says live, right?
That's fine.
And social media and Twitter. I mean, you know this already, right? But no, I will say people like content creators, some of the best conversations I had when I was starting on my channel was backstage with Jarbo, right? And like he probably didn't realize like all the advice he was giving me. Like he's like, yeah, no one's gonna listen to Jarbo, right? But that did help, like, kind of help, blow up my platform. And I was teetering around 900 subs, Matt. You probably remember this. I was teetering around 900. You know what I'm about to say. And Jarbo tweeted out my channel and said, "Yo, Seal's on fire right now. Get on this shit, right?" And in 2 days, I crossed 1K. Yeah, in 2 days, I crossed 1K because Jarbo tweeted out my channel. I was right there on the precipice. And so I.
Do you know how many people have like hit me up about you and like, dude? It's not just that. It's not just that. Like I've been getting hit up by people and they're like, this person's buying subs or some shit, and it's like across the board. I'm hearing it. And I'm like,
I
don't.
Jarbo. Yeah, I gave Jarbo money.
Yeah, that's like I keep hearing that from people, and I'm like,
that's how to get Jarbo clout. Oh, okay.
No, I've been accused of buying subs that I did not buy, and someone actually did purchase 2,500 subscribers, and the people thought that I did it, and I'm like, I did not do it.
There's some channels out there that's growing pretty quick. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's one that when one magical day got like 455 new subs, and you're like, but only like
but they
38 people watch your stuff, man. Like, what happened here? You got real lucky.
I'm just saying, Jarbo tweeted me out. That's the secret right there. That's how my channel blew up.
I don't know.
It doesn't always work.
He's tweeted me out before, and I didn't get no clout.
Well, you gotta be me though.
That must be what it is.
Yeah,
must be what it is.
He has to tweet it, but you gotta be some black guy, and then it blows up.
There you go.
See, yeah, but I mean to talk to you about that. Have you actually looked up some black guy on YouTube?
No, actually, no. Is that like a thing?
So
yes. His name is Derek. He's a friend of mine. Yeah, he's a real person. Some black guy on YouTube. I'm not even kidding.
I got to change my whole shtick.
I thought that was fine. I was looking at it and I'm like, what the fuck is Sil doing? And then, I've known Derek for years. He's a solid cat. You know what I mean?
But like, does he use a hashtag?
Actually from me.
I don't know if he uses a hashtag, but that's like his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, it actually came from me because they called me a troublemaker, you and some black guy. And that's
where I got it from. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mikey can tell you. Yeah, that's where I got it from.
His name is really just some black guy, right?
But that's what WB calls me, right, Mike? Yeah. But what does Marvel call me?
They call you Mr. Abdul.
Mr. Abdul.
Very, very professional.
I love Marvel now. Like, yeah, that's so.
That's respectful,
Somebody's gonna quote that, gonna clip that.
I love companies like that.
Mr. Abdul really loves Marvel.
The other one's kind of like dehumanizing.
Someone's gonna call you a shill now. They're gonna say that you're a paid shill.
I totally accept shield money. Like I hope they send me shield.
Well, I'm a Snyder cultist, so what can I say? You know?
I will take it. Give me all the shield.
So, is there any saving Matt for the restoring the Snyderverse and Eric?
No, that's over. No, that's
because
over.
they said he
That's
needs
fine.
saving.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'll fight.
Reached out to Mikey and said he needs.
I'll
saving.
literally fight. Nobody. Here's the thing though with that though. Nobody legitimately wants to fight me on the subject. No one can. No one can actually. But here's the thing. Like no one will ever just go like, "Here's my reasoning." It's always like, "No, I have faith." Dun, dun,
No,
dun.
there's all
like
kind
put
of
on a fucking cape and just hope. You know what I mean? Like that's what it boils down to.
Well, it's a merger,
all these
Matt.
photos that came out
Through David Ayer himself, who's trying the Zack Snyder plan, but I'm telling you, Margot Robbie right now is not going to want that thing released.
She doesn't.
She's
I
the
believe
blocking.
that, yes.
She's the blocking part for that one.
Oh, you
If
think so?
Oh hell yeah, dude! Hell yeah! Look at the Suicide Squad premiere. Everyone else, John Cena, everyone else, like release the Ayer cut, release the Ayer cut, release the Ayer cut. She's like
Joel Kinnaman.
Joel Kinnaman even, and he knew he was gonna die in this movie.
Also, real quick,
super cringe.
Also, real quick, didn't Margot look like super pissed off and talk to Cena like after she got asked that question, or was that like speculation?
She would, she doesn't want, because here's the thing with that. Her experience on that set, like, was not good with Jared Leto, right?
But
That's something
specifically with Leto, not with
Leto.
Ayer.
I think no, not with Ayer, not with Ayer. This has all to do with Leto, because the thing is, releasing the Ayer cut. What do people want it mostly for? Joker.
Sure.
Right, we can be fair. We can admit that it's mostly Joker.
We've all heard that line about there being enough to be a whole Joker movie.
Yeah, exactly, and that ends up overtaking the conversation.
There's
and
probably
she
some really uncomfortable scenes for her. Yeah,
and it's like
we read some of the leaked script pages. It gets pretty intense with Joker and Harley. It's
and that was something he wanted to showcase, and they shot that movie really quickly. And they,
That's mad love. That's all that was.
Yeah, okay.
That's iconic.
Well, no, but you're still asking but what we're still talking about here is the psychology of the actor involved. Right, and so what you see on the screen. I read those leaked pages about when Monster T killed himself, and I shook my head. Those were so bad. I thought that scene was.
You thought that was bad?
I love Common. I love Common, and I just really thought the scene was like. I don't know. I never liked it in the movie either, and even now with the full context, I was like, just cut that shit. It didn't advance the story at all, in my opinion. But I would still want to see it play out, as I always want to see it. I've been honest about that.
In context, right? Like,
in context, I want to see it. I just read it on the paper, and I'm like, I can kind of imagine it, but I didn't like it in the 2016 movie anyway. So, because it just was such a scene where I'm like, we just meet this guy and he kills himself.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
Okay. But I really do feel at this point that Margot is the one who is keeping it from coming, like, because there's no, because she's got the most to lose from it coming out, because the conversation, because remember, they were going to do a Joker and Harley movie. They were going to do a Joker standalone movie.
It was her call.
It was her, and then Gotham City Sirens. She, wanted it. They moved over to I forget why they moved over to Birds of Prey, but
she
it
played
was
nice on the press tour, and then it dropped it like
Margot.
it's hot. She's like,
I think she had the power before this film came out.
Okay.
When she signed on, because
exclusive, the power is gone.
She's losing power.
It makes sense.
Yeah, the reason why I don't argue, I guess, I argue when it's. I guess you know what? I'll just let it happen. When the whole Spider-Man came out, I was the only one who went out there and said, you know what, this is not happening. And Jeremy Conner went after me. All these people went after me, like, you're fucking wrong. You know what?
I remember when Mikey said that. I was like, who's this guy?
They're all trying to get me into a Twitter war, not even on Twitter, right? So I said, you know what? I'll say 2 words: TikTok. And sure enough.
But everyone tags you, Mikey.
All right, let's listen to Margot gatekeeping Ayer.
Oh Lord,
that's my should
release the Ayer cut.
I love Margot though.
That's all a very complicated situation.
Oh my God!
Would you want to see it?
I would want to see the cut of every movie I've been a part of. The funny thing is, as an actor, not when you're a producer, but
you don't see the cuts. There's cuts here, cuts
I don't
there.
see it until
She's a producer too. She actually threw that in there.
I see it after millions of people have seen it. You don't really get to see it. You don't get to see the different iterations along the way unless you're a producer. So in that case, I didn't see it till it was out in theaters.
Hey, Tim's talk.
That's the thing with that though. She also went in, did ADR work. They had all the post work, the reshoots. I mean, so she's playing the overall game there, but she's also full of shit. She knew what was being changed. She obviously would have probably seen the dailies. She would have probably also been like, you know, aware of the conversations changing at the studio.
Rel has
And
the
they
best
would-
comment there.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Her face is
She
saying, "Oh
answers
hell no."
like Henry Cavill. She sounds like Henry Cavill when she talks.
Yeah.
Because
It's
he's
like, oh,
notoriously by the
I
book.
can't see
Well, the
that
first thing that came out of her mouth when she asked that was just like, "That's a complicated."
You saw her facial expression.
right,
What
like-
is a cut, really?
Like,
When is
yeah, the first thing that came out of her mouth was like, well,
Pondering,
that's a little
pondering the
complicated.
overall nature of a cut.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I when I was looking up when you guys were talking, and I saw that, I was like, yeah, the first thing that came out of my mouth was like, that's a little complicated.
Some kind of
answer,
Suicide
so-
Squad.
How's the game, Brian?
Yeah, lean back a little more, Brian. I'm coming over. There we
Whoa!
go.
I don't want to fall over, so this is about as far as we're
What? I
going.
meant I was coming over to play video games.
Honestly,
God, you
though,
guys are
can we
dirty.
say enough about this chair? I'm a big dude. That's impressive.
That's a good chair.
That's a good chair. Solid.
I need a good chair. My back be hurting, y'all. What happened? Why am I being blown?
And I got the DX Racer thing, and I fucking hate it. So it was like it was a $400 chair, and I'm like, I'm just out of spite, I'm keeping it.
I hate those gaming chairs. They're so uncomfortable.
Let's ask. So, can the Flash save Hamada? Mikey's hearing sources that Hamada's, that it's getting rough for Hamada over there.
Yeah,
he was doing cartwheels last week. This one,
putting it politely. And it's not wishful thinking either. It's like I said, it's all about the money.
Yeah.
All about
Well,
the money,
Mikey said that's my answer then. Yeah.
But what about Flash though? What about the Flash? What if everyone's all on board for that movie?
If Hamada makes it, see, people gotta realize Hamada's contract runs out 2023, right? So the Flash film comes out end of 2022. Like, it's a chance he may not be there by the time the film comes out. I mean, just
Spoiler alert, he won't be there.
yeah, just
okay.
I'm just saying, like, if Flash come out this year, then maybe it will be a chance, right? But everything's been pushed back to next year. So
Of course, I'm a Snyder cultist, so everything I say is
I
Well,
converted Mikey. Yeah, I totally.
Well, if we never hear about the Peacemaker again, and I want to see the Peacemaker.
Are
even
you sure?
though
Are you sure you want to see?
The official Twitter account is pissing off people. Like, that's
Really?
not good marketing. Yes, someone, a very respected reviewer. I mean, it's not like they're not mainstream, but they've been on Twitter. They was like, I'm about to mute this account because it's pissing me off. The Peacemaker account. And I know they're a Shield. Maybe they won't watch the show. I know the reviewers are Shield, and they were being pissed off by Peacemaker. But I'm sorry if you watch this. But it's not the best marketing. If you come from a film, if Peacemaker's not in your top three, like, okay, who else? Brian, you like the film. Jarbo likes the film. Is Peacemaker in your top three? I walked away from Suicide Squad. I had a very fair score.
John Cena,
Bloodsport, Ratcatcher, and Polka Dot Man was my top three when the film was over. Peacemaker wasn't over Rick Flag to me, right? So that's why I was probably pissed off by the end of the movie at Peacemaker. So, but you're doing a series off of him. I would take a Bloodsport series, a Ratcatcher series, Resurrect Polka Dot Man, spoilers. Then I will watch that before Peacemaker. So.
Well, honestly, I think the Peacemaker show is going to end with him dying. I think, then
I'll watch it.
Okay, well, because I think that's what they're gonna do. They're going with the marketing. Have you seen the poster for the show? Like the poster literally says, "Oh fuck, it's Peacemaker."
But they have the vigilante or the assassin? What's the guy name?
Vigilante's the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vigilante.
He was on the Arrowverse. That's the first time I heard of him, right? So I had to go back to the comics on that one. I love that character in Arrowverse, so he's going to be in Peacemaker. I'm excited for that, but yeah, the character. No.
Well, what's really interesting about Peacemaker is that's the character that Rorschach was modeled after, because Alan Moore, when he was writing Watchmen, he wanted to use the old Charlton characters that DC just bought, and Peacemaker was one of them, but DC said no, we can't. We just bought these characters. You can't, kill them all. So you have to create your own. So
Did you Ostrander that?
No, that was Alan Moore.
Oh, before Ostrander.
Yeah, with Watchmen, and so Peacemaker became the comedian. Blue Beetle became Night Owl, which he has the owl ship. It's very similar to the the Beatles ship.
That's crazy.
Those were all Charlton characters that were changed by Alan Moore and made it into his own. And then after Watchmen, Peacemaker finally found himself in the regular DC Comics universe. That's when they started using him. So a little bit of trivia for you. There is a connection between Watchmen and Suicide Squad. Very, very odd, but
that's wild. Yeah.
I'd rather see a comedian show actually, but just saying, you know.
But as like Anna said, if Peacemaker dies at the end, it's like okay, I guess. Yeah,
I think that's
well, they're going to have to go a long way to redeem the character, but I think that's the whole point, and that seems to be what James Gunn is all about these days. Is like redemption arcs, essentially.
Yeah.
And so I think look, the thing is, there needed to be a foil in the Suicide Squad. There needed to be something along those lines. And it wasn't like with Peacemaker, it was personal. That's the whole thing people are kind of overlooking here is like he says, I would kill I don't care how many men, women, and children I have to kill in order to keep peace.
That was in the
and
trailer.
looking at the idea of what it
Or
was
how many
he was
dicks.
or how many dicks he would have to eat on that beach in order to keep peace.
That's my problem.
Maybe
with him.
Rick Flag should have pulled out his dick and he'd still be alive. I don't know.
I didn't believe he'd eat those dicks for peace.
Fucking suck my dick, Peacemaker, and he'd be like, okay. Yeah, it'd be like,
my problem was the execution of that scene. Like, if you're gonna kill Rick Flag, I'd rather him. I said this on the show, like just assassinate him. I hate the whole fake fight where there was like every blow was supposed to kill them. Each time he hit Rick Flag, he's supposed to die in that fight, right? But then Rick Flag won the fight somehow and was choking him to death, and he gets stabbed with like some earthenware vessel. Like, I just didn't like the execution of Rick Flag's death.
wait, he got stabbed with what? I thought he got stabbed with a piece of ceramic.
Like a piece of whatever, some kind of vessel, right? Just go with me on this one, right? And so I'd rather Peacemaker just shoot him between the eyes and say execution style for peace. And I'm like, okay, Rick Flag went out, but no, I didn't like how he executed the fight. I didn't like that at all.
I
don't know, that shot when they were reflecting off of Peacemaker's helmet.
That was awesome. Yeah,
that was good.
Awesome.
That was solid cinematography.
Yeah, I don't know who's the cinematography on this. Maybe Gunn did it himself. I don't know, but that was a great shot. Yeah, on the helmet.
Why are you speaking for me, Max? You don't know what I want.
Yeah,
maybe he will die because like I said, I've told Scylla it's gonna be more of an introspective show than different, a little bit different tone than Suicide Squad was. It won't be this kind of frenzied weirdness that we saw in the Suicide Squad. So maybe he does die at the end of it.
Okay, this is for
that would make sense.
We might stick behind just to give our thoughts to Matt too behind the scenes, but this is for the people in the chat. We're doing like a 15-minute warning. So if you have anything you want to ask Matt or Mikey or Sil or the rest of the panel before we go, or give your final props to the man of the 3-hour stream. I was going to say man of the hour, but
the man of the hour.
2.5. So if you have any questions, for
I got a question.
Jarbo,
I got a question for Mikey and Sil. I got two. It's about stuff in the chat.
He said Jarbo, not
one. How well is Shang-Chi gonna do? And two, is that Moon Knight suit leak real or is it fake?
Do you have any questions for Matt Jarbo? I have a question for Mikey.
No, I did say Mikey.
He did say Mikey.
It sounded like Jarbo.
Oh, he said that first, and then he followed up with the more important people.
Oh, okay.
That's how that happened. He was all like Jarbo, who's at the bottom, but he's going in reverse order, and then it's Mikey and Sil.
What do you think?
And Mikey, so Sil's at the top. Sil's at the top because you can't keep a black man down. That's really what it boils down to here.
Oh my god!
So he's at the top, and then there's Mikey.
Still, Rhea is asking me to do, and I wanted to do it anyway, but she wants to have a Sil and I believe Sil and Zod appreciation stream combined combo.
Oh, combined! Oh wow! Because our past is intertwined. Yeah, I see the whole story with that shit. Yeah.
So she has the sword of power on my channel, so I have to.
No, Ray is awesome. Like I never disagree with Ray. Like she's like yeah.
Okay, so Sil said he'd do it. He'll be on for the appreciation stream. We got to figure it out.
Yeah, but there were some questions in the chat, Max. So.
Oh, there are.
Yeah, there's two. How well will Shang-Chi do, and is the Moon Knight suit leak real or fake?
That's all Mikey.
Yeah.
Probably should have specified RJ who that question was for.
That's all Mikey.
The virgin.
He
gets
did
the
actually
preferential
specify that.
Let me start with Shang-Chi. I think it's tracking for like around 50 million, I believe. It's you know what? It's hard to predict right now because 2 or 3 weeks you'll know how many people are going to get vaccinated. People will get vaccinated, please.
It's easy for me to predict. I think it's going to be a success, the first big success after the pandemic.
I think it will be a hit. Yeah, I'm not saying wishful thinking, but I think people have been waiting.
Better than Jungle Cruise.
Me being half Asian.
Disagree. I don't think it's gonna do very well, but that's my pick.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a pretty low budget for the film too, so which is good.
Moon Knight. Okay, here's the thing. I posted the photos on my Facebook. People have been asking me, is it real or is it not? I haven't gotten anybody debunking it, but I haven't got anybody saying, yeah, it's real. It's weird. Like I'm getting total silence on it.
It looks really legit. If it's fake, it's a really good fake.
You know, I tell you what, Max. If I had published these pictures on my site, and if I had gotten a cease and desist from Disney, they're real. Okay, but
right.
I know this from experience because Warner Brothers sent me a cease and desist about the Flash Netflix. I knew it was going to happen, but I just wanted to frame it right. So I get this
Thank you, Darcy.
legal document.
Well, when they try to strike my channel, Mikey, that should have told you.
Yeah, come on, man.
They was trying to cancel me.
The Moon Knight, that looks really elaborate for a fake. And I just does not look like a fake to me. Like, man, somebody put some money into this for an anonymous fake photo. It makes no sense.
It looks great.
And then the concept photo, I mean, they both match. I'm like, this is too much work for.
Well, the concept photo looks like the final suit at the end of the series, right? It looks like the nicest of the two, which makes me think it's like the final suit he gets at the end of the show.
Long story short, I think it's real. Yes,
I think it's real. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen enough of the photos. I think it's real.
And the big sites that did carry a link to the photograph, they're not debunking it. So they're very conscious about
Jarbo, are you there?
reputations.
It's in the black void.
The camera died.
Yeah. My camera ran out of batteries. That's what happens.
See, Jarbo went to the dark side. See, telling you, it's true, man.
Thank you, Ryan Hartwell. Appreciate the support. I'm sorry to interrupt you guys, but I got to get to the super chat because I don't know. We're going to go like 9 more minutes. So Ryan Hartwell says, I want to thank you, Max, for inviting me on. Anytime, Ryan, I'd like to have you on again. And to everyone here who thinks I'm worth listening, you are. We love Ryan Hartwell. He's a great dude in the community. He's really.
I've seen him pop up before. Yeah.
I've always been extremely shy growing up, and you've helped me open up more and more. Take care. That's great to hear. Ryan,
awesome.
yes,
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's thanks to Jarbo because I wouldn't have had you on the stream if it wasn't for Jarbo because that's
Ryan's a really good guy.
So appreciate
Ryan's awesome.
All the support you throw Matt's way, and my way too. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it. Yeah,
soak that up, Max.
And about Matt, I wanted to add that I feel that Matt deserves a larger audience. He's to me should be up there with the big boys. I think he's much better than John Campea.
Wow!
I work a swing shift. Oh, go ahead, Max. I'm sorry. This is your show.
I was gonna put him full screen for that. Better than John Campea. Well, maybe
go
he
ahead,
already knew.
Go ahead and
that's not hard to do though. I mean, like Campea these days is all like.
This is why we love Matt.
Campea is like fuck you, pay me. Is what he's down for? $5 to ask that man a question. $5 to ask that man a question is what it costs right now. Like
30-second answer.
Yeah.
That's
it's like, hey John, what are your thoughts on this? I like it. Moving on. And like, wow, did you get your money's worth? I mean,
$5.
Like, don't get me wrong. I've had lap dances that were like less stimulating, but at the same time, I at least know what I'm getting. Like it's at least 2.5 minutes. There's time for improvement.
Yeah, it's the
But
afternoon shift.
Campea doesn't have any of that.
Oh my god!
By the way,
Hey, gotta love the blue light special. It's a buy one get one.
No, I was gonna say, Chubby
Don't skip
Teddy,
on the wings. They're actually pretty good.
Yeah, Chubby Teddy had a question for Mikey.
Oh, okay, where is it?
Well, until you find that, I work swing shift, so Sunday and Monday evenings I work, right? So Jarbo, if he's streaming Sunday or Monday night, like that's the best, like late night, like geek talk, movie talk So like, yeah, keep doing your thing, Jarbo. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good time. I just I need to like I just need to figure out how to market it better. Yeah, it is super late, but that's just because I go out and I deliver people's food. You know,
Well,
that's,
it's called
that's the
after
problem.
night. Like, it's like after dark, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect set.
Chuck,
Yeah,
this is a quick question for you, Mikey.
perfect time to start talking about masturbating dwarves, right? Midnight.
Good time.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically speaking, right?
Well, we actually
We
got
we-
to a
But
fill the whole
we call
stream
them little people now, Mikey. Okay,
Okay, well, bullshit.
so you gotta like you gotta get with the
Hashtag.
times.
I'm not
Hashtag.
woke enough, man. You know what? They're right, man. I follow the ideology. I follow the policies of Midnight's Edge too much, dude.
Oh yeah.
So Mikey, did Auslander like how Snyder did Martian Manhunter?
You know what? You know what? John is a friend of mine. We should get John Ostrander on our show.
Yeah, we're gonna get some more guests on the show. Yeah,
I'll ask him. I really will.
Actually,
really, he's in the Suicide Squad. He's a doctor.
I love that.
In the beginning.
I love that you have that cameo. By the way, Jarbo,
That was awesome.
I have beef with you. I have a question for you, Jarbo.
This is an appreciation stream.
No,
Not like we don't
got rid of him,
don't
don't
talk
worry.
like every day, and you
We
have
got
my
rid of
cell phone
RJ.
number. So
Where did RJ go? Where did RJ go?
Nah.
No, I was asking because we were talking about Shang-Chi. Like, why do you think him pushing back on Chapek was bad for sequel chances? I'm just curious.
because the dude needs to shut. Every time you hear Simu Lee, Simi Liu, however you say his name, I don't want to miss.
Simu Liu.
Simu Lee. Sorry, say that one more time.
Simu Liu.
Simu Liu. Okay, I want to make sure. No, I want to make sure I get it right. Every time that dude is opening his mouth these days, it is doing nothing but complaining.
Oh really?
Every time that guy gets in the headlines, it's nothing but complaining.
So his
I'm
mouth
like,
can't save the world.
I like.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
Well,
you know, that's what I'm like. I'm like,
he
at
was
some point, shut the fuck
responding
up.
'cause- Well, Chapek. He was responding to Chapek saying that Shang-Chi's an experiment. He's like, no, we're not an experiment. Yeah.
Shang-Chi is an experiment. It is an experiment. It's like not look. It's a 45-day release window before it's going to Disney Plus without premiere access. All right, like that's the experiment. Eternals is going to probably end up being the same thing.
Well,
I'm
that's
not saying the movie's going to be.
right? Yeah.
It's the context of it. So he's like, we're not an experiment. Like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. Like you're just like responding to respond because like you just want to get that social media clout and get those headlines on comicbook.com. That's all it boils down to. Is like every time that dude opens his mouth, it's nothing but complaints. So
I haven't
and
seen him
it's
be that complaining.
I mean,
complaining on social media, but
Every time I open my mouth, I don't get complaints. So
all right, let's boot Saggy out of here, please.
I had bad timing there.
Saggy, honestly, listen. None of us can confirm that, Saggy, nor would we. And two,
I saw your facial expression, that would have landed better. Go ahead, Jarbo. Go ahead, Jarbo.
I'm just saying,
it's hard. You have like a steel pin. It's hard to like for that to land. Go ahead.
yeah, no, I get that.
You're
I get
middle
that.
of- yeah, you're in the middle of a 2.
I mean, I don't think it's going to affect a sequel chance, though. I think it's going to be fine, personally. But
No, what I mean by that is they may do a sequel, but I'm talking about recasting.
You
They're
think
not
they would?
gonna
He's like the
recast.
biggest star in China. Simu Liu.
What?
How you say it?
No, he's not.
Simu Liu.
He's one of the big. He's
big
a
in
big
Canada
star.
too. 'Cause
He's from
that's-
Canada. He's from Canada. He's been on like one show.
But China likes him. Then that's what it's about with the box office. I'm just
Jarbo,
saying.
you're wrong.
Does
He should
China
be a success.
does China? How does it's like the people that were all like, oh man, Wayne T. Carr, you were excellent as Green Lantern. Like you never fucking
God.
saw him. You know, like you never saw him in the role. So how can you sit there and say he was
John
excellent in the
Cena's
movie?
gonna call you, Jarbo. John Cena's gonna have a talk with you.
Hey,
about
he
how-
can he
well,
can
well,
speak
no.
Mandarin to my voicemail. All right,
Jarbo,
like
Jarbo. It's like I was telling you though. I think it's
He
a
knows
sign
what's
that-
up.
I think it's a sign that the talent at Disney does not like Chapek. They hate him. They do not like working with the guy and what he says. Because the guy.
I'm not saying that people like him, but what I'm saying is that dude's still in
Cut
control.
costs down during this the pandemic and everything, and even before that, he's cut.
I
costs.
think me and Jarbo agree that
They
Chapek's
spend a lot.
Chapek's going to be out by the end of the year. I think he's going
Think
to
so?
boot.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna stay. Look, here's the thing. I'm looking at Simu's. I'm looking at his thing right now. The guy's
2-minute
literally
warning.
he's been on like all he's done is like television and some video shorts and one
Honestly,
episode
he's
here,
the
one
biggest
episode
star-
there.
I'm saying he
hasn't done
a fan
shit.
base in China.
I mean,
does
no.
Of what?
I mean, here's
Of
the
what?
thing.
He hasn't done anything.
I'm kind of.
You was talking about.
Hold on, I'm kind of with
Kim's
Jarbo.
Convenience was a big show, though.
I'm kind of with Jarbo on this one as far as like movies.
Of course.
No. But here's the thing: as far as movies, like big screen movies, he had like an extra role in Pacific Rim. I've never heard of Women and Losers. Arthur the King. I've never heard of that, but that's not even coming out yet. But he's in two movies, and both of them not really main roles. He's more famous for TV. But I think
in China.
Well, no, in America, all these are American films.
Are they doing Premiere Access with that?
No.
Premiere Access is over.
Great show.
You can watch. I mean, on there's Kim's Convenience. I hear is really good.
Yes.
No,
that's
Kim
what I love.
Convenience is very good. Yeah, it's a hilarious show.
Yeah, but then again, the main guy is the one. God, what's his? I want to make sure I say his name correctly here.
Well, Ryan Landis gets the final question of the night, and then we'll end it after all this.
Well, in Simu Lu's defense, he also is a stuntman, so I think him being cast in this role, doing his own stunts, is probably a big thing too. Because every time you see him doing a scene, it would actually be him doing it, not just he's a stuntman.
Both sides.
I would argue he just likes to post funny stuff, not really complain. This is the most I've ever seen him complain about anything like the line experiment.
For the record, I don't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, RJ.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I was just gonna say to Sills too. Like, I don't know his popularity in China. I would assume that he has some kind of popularity in China. I just don't know what it is because I don't see that.
No, he's not the biggest star. I'm sorry. I speak in hyperboles. I'm sorry, Max Chat. They took it like he's not a huge star in China. No. I think they picked him specifically, to market in China. I'm pretty sure that's clear.
I think DC brings up a good point, though. I think the optics of recasting their first Asian superhero in a big movie like this would be bad, though. Personally,
no.
That's a good comparison, though. If Chadwick Boseman, and again, it's not the same circumstances, right? But if you're going to compare, it wouldn't play well. No, you're right, and I don't think it is playing well. With Simu Lee, complaining publicly, it's not.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with Shang-Chi is what is the one thing about that movie that got people talking? That was Abomination showing up. Yeah. That wasn't when that trailer dropped. It wasn't like, oh man, look at the Mandarin. Oh, so much better than 2013 Iron Man 3. And it's like, oh shit, son, the fucking Abomination's fighting Wong. That was what people were talking about.
That was a money shot.
No one was talking about Simu Liu. No one was talking about Aqua Boredom.
leave Aquafina alone.
Aquafina is such an overrated, unfunny actor. She's good in dramas, but her shtick is so freaky. Raya was such a poor casting in that role, and I liked Raya, but it was such a poor casting for her in that role.
She was good in Crazy Rich Asians, though.
She was good as the friend, the over-the-top best friend. Here she's playing the best friend character. Yeah. And all she's listed as on the toys are Marvel's Katie. Come on. They might as well just call her a Karen at this point.
Listen,
that's a stretch, Joe.
I'm just saying you might sell more if
By the way,
Grace on Aquafina.
I just want to say, first of all, he is from Canada, but he was born in China. He is a Chinese citizen.
Yeah.
I didn't say that he's not Chinese.
Well,
I can see that
he was Canadian.
But his shows he's known for
Canadian television.
You let off the saying he's Canadian. That's what the first point you made, Jarbo.
Well, as far as okay, fine. So I was wrong. He was born in China, but I don't know how long he lived in. I'm looking at this freaking Wikipedia page.
Seriously, if you're born in China,
listen.
Well, if he emigrated, you lose.
Still.
Oh, okay. So at the age of 5, and at the age of 5, which is over 25 years ago, he then lost his Canadian citizenship. There's a difference between citizenship and nationality.
When you're born there, you have citizenship.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction.
If you were born there,
but if you also rescind your citizenship to go to another country, you're
not at
confusing.
5 years old.
Yes, my mom was 5 when she moved out of Canada. My mom was born in Canada. She emigrated here to the States when she was 5.
Canada sucks. We already know that.
Canada's awesome.
Canada doesn't suck. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Let me tell you, I have a really.
I got Canada viewers. I had to say that.
He's from Mississauga. He's from Mississauga.
Right.
Oh, that makes all the sense in the world now.
Okay, Mikey, go ahead.
Yeah, I got to relate the story. So, when he was announced as Shang-Chi, James, our web designer, he said, I was like, I wonder where he's gonna be like, doing martial arts. I love Kim's Convenience. He's hilarious on that show. And James goes, hold on, I want to show you something. So James sent me this video. It's him doing a martial arts, like short film. James directed that movie.
Yep.
James knows him personally, so I was
We'll
just
see
like,
me lose. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I was just like, well, you know Shang-Chi. I mean,
Man, he literally knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a badass video too.
Yeah, both from Canada. So it's just small world.
Cass, this is a Jarbo appreciation stream. Didn't you know?
Oh.
Hey guys, I have to get going. I gotta drop some bombs.
Yeah.
Bye, Mikey.
Bye, thanks, Mikey.
I got this Ray Fisher video. I gotta.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Let's see what happens with that.
Matt Jarbo's appreciation stream, or it should just have been Matt.
But that's
Matt
a
Jarbo's
good
appreciation
take. That's a good take.
starring
Brian.
Mikey Sutton.
He's because Ryan Landis wanted to know about Dune box office.
No, honestly, I think day and date's gonna kill that movie.
Yeah, it can affect it big time.
I mean, people will watch
find a
it,
way.
but it ain't gonna make any money.
They're gonna find a way to have it play theaters first. I really feel that they're gonna find a way.
They can get sued. They can get sued though if they do something different. If
Legendary and Warner Bros. Agrees or Warner Media agrees, they can do like a weekend showing premiere and then go to HBO Max.
Okay,
it's possible, but
so
call it a preview so that way it can loophole around.
I hope so because that can help.
Well, and they did that with Suicide Squad. They had it play. They did the early screening and they did 2 screenings. I think that hurt it too, by the way.
Yeah.
When they did the 2 screenings of it that were for free, you could go go and see.
Oh, look, it's another excuse.
I was thinking more of like Army of the Dead though, Jarbo. Like
they should do an Army of the Dead thing. Yeah, they should do an Army of the Dead thing.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I must go. Matt Jarbo, you're awesome. So gotta be
Thank you, Mikey. Thank you.
I wish you were more popular than John Camp. I mean, that day will come. Max,
one day.
Glad to have been divergenized on your show. I don't do anal, by the way, so just let you.
Thanks, Mikey. No, this was one of the best streams we've had for real.
Oh, it's just a lot of fun.
Because of Jarbo.
Way to
Great
dunk on
seeing you.
everybody else's appreciation stream, Max. Good job.
Little self
I
promotion.
said one of the best.
Just waiting for the Master of None appreciation stream.
Little self promotion here.
Where's the RJ?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my appreciation stream. That'll never happen.
So little self promotion here. I'm on.
Something's happening to the
Wow,
panel.
what's going
Tuesday. Just
Can
kidding.
Can Mikey shill himself? Thank you.
Yeah, I can do anything. I'm the virgin here. So
Yeah, we're classy like that. We're classy.
So Saturday is the first anniversary of GeekOssiMag.com.
Oh, it's Saturday.
We're gonna throw a party at the YouTube and.
I'm of a 24-hour stream next Saturday.
Yeah, he's never gonna leave the screen. So we'll invite Jarbo. We'll make fun of him and stuff with all the Snither cultists, and they're gonna try to turn him over to the.
Yeah, listen, I'm open. Just provide me with facts and logic.
Oh,
and that's my Viagra.
Logic, what?
You know, if you come at me with tears and tissues, that doesn't get it going. I'm sorry.
No, I just have my clock that goes TikTok.
I believe, damn it.
You gotta have faith, Alfred.
You watch Monday, I'm gonna get all these messages saying, "Mike, you gotta try harder to get Matt back on the bright side." Yeah, you just watch it. It'll happen. Hey guys, have a good night. I'll be in touch.
You too, Mike.
See you later, Mikey. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mike.
Bye.
All right. I think we'll wrap it up anyway for the viewers. So If
Yeah,
you
Mikey
wanna-
leaves. It's time to wrap up. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I mean, does anyone have any final words? Matt has the final word of the stream.
Just a second. Okay.
Matt told me to shut up, so I take back all the things I said earlier. He hurt my
There's no
feces.
take backs, so try again, kid.
No take back.
I can take it back. How dare you? I'm gonna find Matt Jarbo and I'm gonna tie him up and lock him in his basement and make him watch every anime that has ever came out.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Yes, I'm gonna lock him up and make him watch an anime. That'll be his hell.
Thanks,
motivation.
No, Mask. Hey, let's see, Mask of Shy is here. What's up, dude? No, I know. Look, I'm not saying like I've never said I don't want to see it continue. I've never said that. I'm just saying it's like there's not much to go on publicly that is gonna, make my mind change on that.
The merger.
The merger's not a be all end all, man.
No, it's not. But
like everyone.
We needed a seismic shift. We needed something to change the leadership, right? That's what Ray Fisher said.
I completely agree with you. Although Ray Fisher, oh man,
tread softly, Jarbo.
No. Ray, look, here's the thing. I went off on Ray Fisher the other night because that post about paying out $100 to a journalist destroyed any and all like moral authority he might have had because that's such an unethical practice. That
I disavow everything Jarbo's saying about Ray Fisher.
That's perfectly fine. I would have this conversation with Ray Fisher myself, and I would explain to him the Society of Professional Journalists and their code of ethics. I would absolutely
this has been a crazy
explain
night
that with
in the
him.
Jarbo-verse.
It was totally because I'm just saying I get what he's going for, but you know what, man? Like you're going to use accountability over entertainment. I'm going to hold you accountable for dumb shit that you say. As I've been held accountable. That's all it boils down to. But the thing is, a lot of people out there, they don't ever want to think like that.
I think it was tongue in cheek, Jarbo. I think when he said that.
It doesn't. Well, I get it's potentially tongue in cheek.
Okay.
But the thing is, though, that there are people out there that are going to believe that it's real, and they're going to believe that that's what he's after. And because you know as well as I do, there are people that take. I mean, as much as I like Zod Rider, Zod was trying to say that James Gunn was a plant. And he's repeated that multiple times that James Gunn is a plant to usurp DC and to turn it into Marvel, and that his firing was a calculated and coordinated op by Feige and Iger and Gunn to put out those tweets in order to get him fired so he would be scooped up by CC. I'm just saying, you hear some of these theories that come out from people that
so
I
who
like.
tipped off Cernovich in this one? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I know, right? I think the same guy. I think it was the same guy who put out that article trying to link James Gunn to someone who's been accused of pedophilia.
Oh, Ray is going to bat for Zod.
Well, yeah, when Zod gets upset and then he starts stringing stuff together, right? And then he led to that conclusion, and then he got some sleep afterwards.
Yeah. Oh no, I know.
We're all a little passionate when we're
he DM'd me some article that was like meant to back up his argument. I forget what it was, but
hey, I can't explain that one.
My producer Rhea, who is a member and Jarbo is not, says we gotta appreciate God. So I gotta at least put the this is an appreciation stream for you, Matt. But she's got the sword of power over my channel.
I don't appreciate none of y'all.
Well, all I know is whenever I feel like a diva, I eat a Snickers. So I don't know.
Damn, not even me. Fuck.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it. Anna's the only one I appreciate.
What about me?
Oh, okay.
Well, can we end the stream so we can talk a little bit behind the scenes and then
All
right. Can you give the behind the scenes? Tell them about the behind the scenes action.
Oh man.
Matt, if you want to give the final word for the stream, tell the viewers, and this is the end of the stream.
Sure. I would like to say thank you to everyone who came out tonight. Whether we agree or disagree on subjects, it's always fun to battle over them, playfully at least. And I appreciate people who hang out and watch all the time. Like me, don't like me. It's I'm glad you're here. So thank you.
Yay.
Thank you, Matt. This was a great stream. Yeah, everyone really liked the show. Rhea really enjoys these appreciation streams, and the the Sil Zod stream is in Rhea loves you too, Matt. But she leave Zod alone. Leave Zod alone.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. If she recreates a Chris Crocker video, but it's about Zod Rider, I will absolutely do that.
Oh God.
So Jarbo won't be here for the Zod stream, right?
Yeah. No, Snow came on to give you props, and you can't be talking about
You
me.
talking about
Zod.
me.
No.
I wasn't talking about Sil.
No.
I was talking about his friend.
He's
There's a difference.
He's talking about everyone else that I talked to. That's what Jarbo.
All right, and the set.
And I like Zod. Him and I talk too.
I tried to have a Melon's appreciation, but she declined.
For what?
So
Yeah, I
we'll
did decline.
So we'll have to do Ladies of Movie Talk, and maybe then we could get Melons.
Why would you appreciate me when I'm the one who appreciates you?
You do. You did appreciate.
That's a good question.
I do appreciate you. You don't need to appreciate me. I'm the one who should be appreciated.
Hold on, wait. Did you appreciate him in Pittsburgh?
In Pittsburgh?
Where were you guys at?
Not Pittsburgh. Jeez.
At the Miko event, it's for families, Jarbo.
Yeah, and
No,
some
we played
families are
video
started with appreciation.
No.
I did appreciate him with very nasty bubble tea. So
Oh well, you kind of did do a Max appreciation stream though. Like,
yeah, well, RJ did one. I just showed up.
well, no, we also did one on this channel too. Like,
Oh yeah, I did that too.
when
Yeah, I did.
when he had his retirement.
Yeah.
and everyone thought he was dead.
He wants the
Yeah,
Sasha
when Max
appreciation.
was supposed
I like
to
how
quit
Ryan
YouTube and then came back 3
Appreciation
weeks
fight.
later.
Appreciation fight. I appreciate you. No, I appreciate you.
All right, I
appreciate you, motherfucker.
Yeah, I appreciate your appreciation.
You better appreciate my appreciation.
all right, I think that's about all we got.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining. Go watch. Probably Hollywood After Dark will be back tomorrow night. I have a feeling.
No, I'll be back on Monday. I need to take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You know, like streaming every night, man. I'm tired.
Okay.
We just got through another heat wave where it was been like, insane. so.
You couldn't make it the whole damn stream without butting in once, could you?
You did
Kelly?
good. I mean,
Just in the stream, Max.
Good timing, Min. Thanks for watching. Bye. I'm ending it. Kelly, be quiet.
Off the rails.
All right, bye.